And just like that, another of the 375,000 web stream begins. But today, a very special web stream because it's on May the 4th. It's going to be out to similar to every other web stream we ever have here. It's a live stream. Been doing this for about a year and a half, and I'm going to keep doing it because I've discovered that the secret to longevity is just to maintain a certain level of mediocrity and not try to do anything particularly special or outdo yourself or make the best stream ever. Maybe we'll make the worst stream ever. It really doesn't matter. Welcome to today's Sunday stream. It's roughly 11:37 a.m. and where I am Pacific Standard Time. This is a freshly poured glass of icy Diet Coke. Oh, it's going to be good too. I haven't had any Diet Coke yet today. Oh, Lordy Lord. Thank God for the Diet Coke. Ooh, that was some good stuff too. Oh, man. Today might be a 2 Diet Coke day. I don't know. Anyway, welcome in, trickle in, come into the arena. Welcome in, settle in. It's going to be a nice long, probably 3-hour stream. A substantial amount of it will be spent with me building the Lego, the final Lego build. Let me show you what we've got so far. I'll show you what we've got so far, and I'll show you where we're going. There's going to be all sorts of content today. Let's get, there's no hurry. I don't get anywhere to go. Get my box here. So what we're ultimately building is this brand new piece of Lego. It's called, just came out this year or this week. Now, the first, it's Kylo Ren's command shuttle with a little stand and then those wings that come fold down at various angles. I imagine we could flap them, and so we haven't touched the wings at all, but we have built the central part of it, the shuttle, and you can see these are and then we have the attachment points for the wings on the outside. So this is the back of it here. I think this is the engine, and this is the front of it there. Eventually there'll be a plaque that we plug in there that we're gonna build. This is like the stand. You can take it off the stand, of course, if you want to not. Yeah, that's what it's supposed to do, I think. Okay, right place. Back in the stand. There you are. Back on the stand. Back in the stand. It's it's not very big because the scale of it has the wings are going to be the big part. It's going to take a while to build these wings. They're big. I mean. Yeah, but they should go a little faster because they're regular. Okay, so here's what's going to be. There's going to be some Microsoft Flight Simulator. Yesterday I bought a Concorde, SST was on sale for $20. I'm like, hell yes. I've been waiting for it to go on sale. And I want to try flying it one more time, specifically because I was having trouble getting it off the runway, and I realized, after obviously I got off the runway, I didn't have the afterburners enabled, which is a problem because I believe you need them. You need to get 175 knots in the Concorde to get to lift off. You have to get really fast, which is why it has to have special tires, and it's kind of they're super high pressure because they have to be able to hold up the plane at very high speeds on the runway before it ever takes off. Unlike planes, unlike even the tires on a 747 in comparison. Anyway, long story. That's one of the danger parts of a Concorde, of the super high pressure tires. Let's see what else is going on. Okay, yeah, there's going to be brain games today. It says big brain teasers. The brain games are me doing two quartals, the tightrope trivia, which I have not yet done today, of course, and 2 octortals, whatever you want to call them. Anyway. That will occur after the Microsoft Flight Simulator, which I don't know how it's done. Maybe, 45 minutes, 50 minutes of flying around. We'll do at least 2 missions because I'm not going to fly the Concorde that much. I just want to do a few test things with it. We haven't landed it yet. I'm going to try to land it as well as take off. It's that simple. And then there's going to be a short break, and then I'm going to be bringing my piano in right over there. The old Ken's Lounge piano will be set up right here. I'm going to play the lounge act. I can spread out and easily play piano for 55 minutes or so, 45, 55 minutes. Probably not an hour, but, hey, this is going to be a long stream today. After the music segment, I'm going to spend it. It's going to take me a couple minutes to move the pianos away. How you doing, Science? Good to see you. I'm glad you were able to drop in tonight. You know what's happening because I said what's happening yesterday. We're getting started soon though. There'll be a lot of Lego building. I want to get to it because it's exciting. Now, we want to get to it. Let's see. I got my beautiful blue Bluetooth controller here, right here. I got the freshly poured glass of Diet Coke right there. Very nice. Oh, it's good too. We're gonna jump in the Concorde again, but just for another checkout flight. A couple reasons why, and they're pretty obvious. I wasn't able to really get a good takeoff on it because I did not have the afterburners turned on, which I believe are required for takeoff. So it was like really not wanting to take off. I mean, we barely got it off on an 11,000 foot runway. So we're gonna try it again. This time, I think I know how to enable the afterburners because we figured that out after the fact. And the other thing we didn't do, I remember, we flew under a bridge. We did a lot of stuff. I didn't land it. I'm afraid of landing it. I mean, we tried to get up to altitude, but if you remember, then we were like in the middle of nowhere, and I couldn't find a good long runway to land on. Okay, so we're gonna pick this again. Oh, we're gonna pick. We had Air France, but we're gonna go back to. Wait, did it not store the livery? Let's do the 1997. Fine, it should have saved it. All right. So, and obviously cold starting this plane is not a thing. Let's find a nice long runway in like a nice long flat runway in the southern part of the U.S. There's a couple. There's like a big. There's Edwards Air Force Base. I think that would be an appropriate place to fly a Concorde. 6,900 feet of asphalt. You know, that's actually not that much. I think we can handle it. There's this. Okay, that's even less. Yeah, we'll do Edwards. It would easily do it, but and you know, and I'll show you in a second. Let's load it up. I mean, this is on the runway, so it's going to be fully started up and ready to go, which is good. Yeah, I mean, I hope that is realistic, and realistically, I think it took about 20 minutes to cold start a Concorde. Now, you know, most of it is going through checklists, flipping switches. You're going to have 3 people there. One person's going to read the checklist, say, okay, you know, manifold pressure, hydraulic, blah blah, this, you know, this, that, and the other, and read what the current setting is, and they make sure it's one on the checklist. It's kind of how they do it, and you know, so it's not really realistic for a single person to cold start a really complex plane like this. But you know, I have done it for the 707. That's not that hard. Let's just see if you even load up today. I think we will. I feel good about it. But again, yesterday I gave it full power, and then I noticed it was only saying 89.9%, right? And that's because you have to separately enable the. I didn't know this, but now we do. Let's take a look at this beautiful Concorde. I mean, I just, you know, now that I got it, I want to fly it a lot. And that's what a Concorde looks like. It's, you know, it's a classic, insanely fast design. Okay, oh, you see that thing is coming down there, actively coming, the windshield there, it's kind of coming down. That's the takeoff position. The landing position of the nose is different, but we'll have to see how that works. I don't know how to enable it, so we may not figure that part out. But it's beautiful. Okay, so this is what I did wrong last time. Before we took off, I did not do the following, which is enable the afterburners, and so we were not able to get full power. So we're going to try to do that full time this time. Again, we got to get. You can really hear that thing going. All right, park and brake off. We got to get to 170 knots to take off, and it is not that easy to get this big thing up to 170 knots. We're doing a lot faster than we were before. So we're at 100 knots. The plane will not take off at 100 knots. All right, now we're moving 130, 130. See, it starts and now with those afterburners on. Yeah, now we can really. I feel like we can probably rotate. Maybe not. Yeah, just barely. And that's with the afterburners. Hello? We hit the trees. We hit the trees. All right, hold on. Yeah. Hold on a second here. How fast are we going when we got off the ground here? Hold on a second here. I gotta think about this. Let's try this again. I want to see if I did something wrong. It's not, you know, we're still figuring this out. I guess you need to be going, yeah, happy Star Wars Day to you. Again, I'm really excited about finishing that Kylo Ren build and, watching some Star Wars later. I was rewatching, I'm not rewatching the movies, I'm rewatching the Book of Boba Fett, which is. Okay, don't do that. Okay, so you see that coming down there? That's kind of cool. That's automatic. Right, so we have to manually turn on the afterburners, all 4. Then kick this up to there. You can hear the afterburners warming up. Now we take off the right? Alright, we're gonna go. Hello? Burners? There we go. Now they go. There we go. So I guess like 190? Yeah, I think you need a longer runway to take this off. Book of Boba Fett's not bad. It's okay. Alright, we're gonna try. Okay, we're 180. We should be able to take off at 180, right? Barely. Wow. Alright, flaps gear up. I guess that's a takeoff. You really need like a 1,200 foot. No, Baby Yoda is in The Mandalorian. Okay, then you see this thing coming up there, that windshield. This is the best part, that windshield thing. That's the thing that covers up the front there. Front part there. So you're looking through effectively 2 windshields now. It's kind of cool. Alright, well, we're off the ground, but I'm afraid about landing on... but both... The Mandalorian's okay, but because of Baby Yoda, I'm like... It's a little too cute. But the man... why is he giving me this alarm? Because it wasn't during takeoff. I'm going to have to read the book. I still haven't not read the manual. I just wanted to fly it so we can take off. We're going to have to land it, too. But yeah, this alarm system is... We're going to have to figure this out. Fuel control. Engine 1 rating mode. What are these saying? No. Well, that's pretty annoying. The cockpit door. Lights. That sounds pretty annoying. In general, it's pretty loud played. But yeah, I don't know. I don't understand why it's making that sound. All right, but here's the challenge today. Today's challenge is to try to land. I don't know. It might land kind of like a regular plane, but one thing I can tell you is that we have way too much fuel on board. But I think we'll just try to turn around and land where we came from there. I just think it'd be interesting to try to land it. I mean, I've never landed it before. Again, the one thing I do know is that turning radius is pretty insanely giant at this point. So plan on taking a while to turn. But I don't want to really gain a lot more altitude here. We are going quite fast even at this altitude. But to go Mach 2, we are going to have to figure out how to do it. I believe to do it realistically, you have to maintain a very a specific angle of attack or climb rate, so that the engines don't bog down effectively. And it takes about 20 minutes to get up there. So you can't like zip up to 60,000 feet. You can, but the engines won't really want to work after that. I'll have to figure it out. Again, I'll have to read the manual. So we're just coming out here again. We're gonna make a make a nice huge turn over the bay here. We'll start making this turn. Just don't plan on making a quick turn in these things. As I mentioned before, I made a description of it yesterday when we were flying the Concorde. It flies kind of like a pig, but it's an amazing pig. It's a super fast one. But we got to figure out this alarm situation. Why it starts at certain altitudes. And how you turn it off. We're making this slow turn to go way back that direction because I want to make a good lineup. It looks fine from here, but boy, the sound. And don't see anything that looks like a warning. All right, this will give us plenty of time to get a lineup here. And I assume that the approach is a lot like approaching any plane, which is you bring down flaps, you slow down, and then you bring the gear down. But other than that, I don't know if there's anything special. Well, it is, but you know, a warning that doesn't say, oh well, you're too low, you're too high, you're too fast, you're too slow, isn't that useful. Most planes do have a very specific set of warning sounds that mean a specific thing, like a stall warning. We're not stalling. We're not about to stall. You know. I don't know, we're overspeeding, underspeeding. It could be a lot of things. Also, there should be a light somewhere or an annunciator panel that says, oh, there's something going on. This is the annunciator panel here, I think. And it doesn't show anything. I don't know what any of this stuff does. Alright, let's try landing. I see the runway up ahead. I mean, it's a ways up ahead. But I'm going to have to manually stay on course here. I'll figure it out. I mean, I think it does. Oh, see, now it stopped. That warning stopped. It didn't really give me an indication of what it was warning us about, honestly. Too high, too low, too fast, too slow, something like that. But again, if it's a warning, you know, like a stall warning is, it shakes the control column. And like that's a standard thing, so you know about if it's a stall warning because your control column vibrates, and in the game your controller vibrates, which is pretty cool. There's all these little buttons. Oh, there it goes again. I don't care. All right, flaps here. Let's see if we can get the gear to come down. I think we're going too fast. Oh no, the gear's coming down. Nice. Look, there's your landing gear. We're approaching the runway. I'm going to slow way down. Do we have brake? Okay, there are speed brakes. That little thing in the back. When I said operate speed brakes, right? Oh no, now it doesn't want to come in. I don't know what that thing. Maybe there aren't speed brakes. All right, are we making a nice lineup at least? I think we're kind of high. We should be okay. All right. Let's go try full flaps. I don't really see where the flaps are in this plane. I've still got that beautiful warning. It is definitely an obnoxious sound. Okay, so the nose has come down automatically in the front. So the nose has dropped, and that's why we have good visibility out the front. But you can see, that's the issue I was wondering. See, it has that nose articulation. So for landing, you want the nose all the way down. I assume it's connected to the flaps. Like when I put full flaps down, it automatically drops the nose full. All right, we're staying around. I don't know if I have thrust reversers available. We probably don't. All right, everyone, tray tables, seats to the upright position, etc. Prepare to die. Yeah, I don't trust being inside the plane for this. A little hard. It does have reversers. Nice. Alright, hey, for our first landing, that wasn't too bad. We got brakes on and thrust reversers. Hello? Alright, brakes off. Thrust reversers off, but the brakes are still on. There we go. Whoop. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I went past the end. That was. You really need some serious braking on this thing. Wow. Are we braking at all? Maybe I need more thrust reversers. Put the reversers back on. Hello. How do reversers work? Does it show them in action? Yeah. Okay. The thrust reversers are in action. Let's see how those work. When we turn the thrust reversers off, then they open up like that. Okay. Okay, alright, so when I bring the flaps up, it brings the nose up. Oof, come on. So the nose is coming up here. Yeah, so the flaps is slaved, the nose is slaved to the flap position. So it flaps down, nose down. I'm just playing with it, it's fun. Yeah, okay, so the other issue is braking. So I learned a couple things. Yes, it does have reverse braking on the engines, and I can't operate it simply by setting the thrusters to negative. We're gonna try it again. That was kind of fun. We're gonna do one little takeoff and landing. Don't worry, we should not hopefully we will not mess up the gear. Is somebody flying around with us today? We are at Edwards Air Force Base, in case anybody wants to. Alright. So, flaps to there for takeoff, right? Put parking brake on. There we go. Those brakes are not very strong. Okay. Parking brake on. Here's what I want to check before we take off. Do we have the afterburner still enabled? Yes, okay. Afterburner is on for all of our engines. Let's see what flaps 1. Trim looks good. This is not that easy to take off. So full power. And then release the brakes. Do I still have that little... I don't know. That thing in the back. That might be preventing us from doing anything here. Oh wait, no, this is... Alright, now maybe we'll get somewhere. I'll figure it out. I don't know if we're going to be able to take off, because you need to have a perfect rollout. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, I think it's like 190 knots to get to take off, and we barely make it on this runway. But it really feels like you're moving, but you're like, not even close. Not even close. Alright, here we go. 200 knots. 200 knots, not a problem. Okay, see, that's an easy takeoff. Gear up, flaps up. Now you can see the thing. You can see that the windshield is closing, which is really cool. So that's the secondary windshield that gives us the aerodynamics that we need. It's pretty cool. I do really enjoy this. Got lights up there. There's this little thing on the back I'm concerned about. Oh, closed up. Okay, cool. All right, afterburner's off. We don't need them. There we go. Afterburner's off. Thank you. Well, I'm just gonna turn them off from here. Got it. That's how you do it. Afterburner's off. There we go. Alrighty, we're gonna try another landing. I mean, it's just a takeoff and landing. We're gonna make a turn around. We're gonna come around here. We're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna come around this direction here. And look at our. It's a beautiful day here in Louisiana. The Gulf State, apparently. Beautiful, beautiful, fast-looking plane too. Just such an amazing engineering and technical achievement. By the way, I think shortly it's going to start giving me that alarm. It's weird. It's not on takeoff. It's just kind of in the mid-flight. Suddenly goes beep, 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 and it doesn't stop. I don't know what that's about. We'll figure it out someday. When I feel like reading the manual. There's that. Oh yeah, we got plenty of way. We got to make a huge, big turnout here over this beach here. We can turn around here. begin this turn. Again, it turns like a pig. That's about as fast as I can get this to turn. This is what it looks like from here. We are not getting that warning. We got it. We're doing pretty much the same thing. The only thing that's different now is I have less fuel on board. But I don't know what that would have to do with anything. As fast as I can turn, which is pretty fast for a plane like this. It's not really something. Turn around to get the other way so we can land. Why not? It definitely doesn't have great visibility as a. There should be somebody in the navigator in the flight engineer. As a sightseeing plane, you know, it's not like you have big windows. You feel like you're flying the space shuttle. I mean, which in a cool way. All right, I want to make sure we get a good line out and we use this little book here. Is there EFB? So the flaps out, when I put the flaps out enough and have the gear down, it will also put the nose down. I guess there's some set of characteristics that are, oh, here it comes. You can see the nose coming down right there because that windshield comes down first. Then the nose is also going to come down, I believe. The nose is partially down. When we go to full flaps, the nose will come down the rest of the way. Although you can see, you know, right from here, you can see you can't really, okay, you can kind of see the nose there. Kind of in the way, it's not really in the nose way, but it does come down further. That's one position. If we put the flaps down all the way, you'll see the nose will come down the rest of the way. There it comes, it's dropping. You can kind of see it dropping down there. Yeah, then we get the warning again. I don't know what the warning is. It's either overspeed or underspeed, I don't know. Here. Alright, so now at least I know I'm on the ready to put the thrust reversers on and just leave them on. Okay. And that thing in the back that comes down, I don't know exactly what that is for either. Alright, slow down. Slow down. Alright, we got full flaps. The nose is down. We're a little high up, but I'm going to compensate by giving us a swan dive here. Yeah, this one's going to be too fast. Running off some speed here, but yeah, we're not going to have enough runway. All right, let's try that again. Too much speed. Alright. We'll come from the other direction. Yeah, oh yeah, no, it was only allowed to travel across, yeah, really, it was only allowed to travel across the Atlantic or the Pacific, but the only routes it was ever on that were successful at all, and never made as many money, was the Atlantic, was London to New York, you know, that was it. Yeah, the thing that it also doesn't have is speed brakes that could slow you down. All you have are those flaps in the gear. So I was watching my speed, and I'm like, yeah, really fast. It's not surprising that a plane like this would be really fast. Hey, Rory, good to see you. Yeah, it's been a long time. I bought a Concorde. So I'm trying to learn how to fly it. I'm not very good at it. But, you know, practice makes perfect. After this, I'm going to fly a much smaller plane that gives me more joy. Because, I mean, flying these big planes, again, it's kind of like, I mean, the best part of it is kind of the automation and things like that, and watching the window, the secondary window come up. It is really, the cool factor is super high, but it's not necessarily a fun plane. So we're gonna come out here. We got a little ways to go. Just a little more power here. Just making a turn, a 180-degree turn in this thing is a real production. I'm not making a left turn. We're gonna come around to the left here, and then make a big right turn. Just such a slow turn. And then, you know, the stall speed is very high. It's like about 190 knots. But we were coming in at closer to 300 knots, so that's not good. Alright, now I'm going to make this coordinated turn here. This is what it looks like from here. At least we're not getting that warning. This is about as fast as I can figure out how to turn a Concorde. The thing I found out, though, is I paid $20. I mean, it's normally $40. It was on sale, 50% off for our Concorde. But I thought you get it. I thought when you buy it in 2024, you get it in 2020 as well. But apparently, it's a separate purchase. Because I was wanted to look at it in 2020, and I looked at it in 2020. It's like, oh no, you still have to buy it separately. I'm not really understanding sure how that works. All right, we want to already start configuring for landing. And stuff. Here's the gear. The gear will come out pretty fast too. Which is nice. All right, where is our? There it is, right there. All right, we're at 284. I'm watching our speed very carefully. Our flaps at position 1, so you can see those. You can see the. We're gonna start. The nose is gonna start to droop a little bit here. 287. We're reducing power. Doing on our approach. Approach looks okay. 2,300 feet. So it looks like from here. Actually, that's co-pilot. I guess I can't really see shit from there. Cow. We're doing fine. I think we got a better kind of altitude than previous. Beautiful. I'm just distracted by how cool it looks. All right, 273 knots. I want to be down to about right around 200 by the time we land. It is a beautiful day to practice landing with your Concorde. Down here in Andrews Air Force Base. Again, this is a 6,000-foot runway, and I believe there are 12,000-foot runways out there. How you doing, Wee Wee? On YouTube. Good to see you. Thanks for dropping by. We're just basically doing the regular live stream today. I just shouted you. I said, wee wee. I mean, what do you want to do? Hello. Good to see you. I mean, I'm just kidding around with you. We're having a good time here. All right, let's see if what does this look like from here? Scary. That's what it looks like. Okay, the nose is drooping a little bit. Oh yeah, full flaps. It'll droop the rest of the way now. All right, 200 perfect. 208 knots. This is a much better speed than we had before. We're still fast, but I'm ready to go into reverse. 209. We were way over speed before. It looks like you're gonna brush in right over those trees, but you're not. Oh, that was early, and we bounced a bit. All right, well, I'm learning. All right, reverse on. You can hear him going. Full braking. Reverse. We're just gonna leave the reverse on. At least I didn't crash, but that wasn't a great landing. It just doesn't, you know. Yeah, I don't know if, you know, it's full reverse thrusters. It doesn't seem like it's gonna. I guess we're gonna get there. We're gonna slow down by the end of the runway with full reverse and full braking. Look at this guy over here. Okay, reverse thrusters off. There we go. I mean, just the majesty. Oops, get up here. All right, so if we retract our flaps, you'll see the nose comes up quite smartly. From here, this is what it looks like, or you can kind of see up ahead there, the nose coming up there. And then don't worry about this plane, we're just running it over. And then the secondary aerodynamic shield comes up. There it goes. That's such a unique view. There's no other plane that's gonna look like that. So I'm glad it was worth the $20. I still have to read the manual, and I still have to practice those landings because they're completely different than any other plane I have. I wonder if there's any kind of I don't think there's any gates here you can roll up to at Edwards, but we're the queen of planes here at Edwards Air Force Base today. Oops, okay. There's our co-pilot. We're gonna go over here. These guys. That part of the thing. It's just very majestic. Running right next to these other planes. So there are some Concords you can see, you know, that are static. Well, you know, don't fly. They're you know, they're exhibits. I don't worry about it. It's probably fine, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna go just park here. We'll park here. I just want to get a nice recharge. There's gonna be more flying. We're gonna fly another 20 minutes or so. Okay, brakes. Boy, the brakes do not do this plane justice. I mean, they're realistic, I imagine. And the sounds are cool. The engine spooling up and spooling down, and the afterburners come on, and it's just mondo. So let's just imagine that we want to at least turn the engines off. Well, let's see. The throttles are here, but I think the engine controls, again, I'm not familiar with this cockpit, are up here. Let's see if there's a... actually, is there like a... Hold on a second. Like one of these views. Okay, yeah, this is good. Okay. Because this is showing me close-ups of various things. Okay, those are the engine instruments, but not the engine controls. Radio. This is interesting stuff. Well, it was no problem. Thank you for dropping it in. You don't have to stay for the whole thing. You can always check out these VODs, you know, on YouTube. I was just checking. This is the part where you get, okay, see, these are emergency shutdown switches for the engines. Fuel control. So, for example, I think you can shut down the engines by closing the fuel control. And auto... Okay, what are these? Throttle master. I don't know, those don't do anything. That did shut off the engines, though. Shutting off the fuel controls. I appreciate that. Yeah, well, you'll get on YouTube, you'll get a little notification saying I'm going live. But I go live about 5 times a week, roughly at the same time. So it's quite predictable. It's just lighting, cockpit door. Oh, but you can only put it in normal or lock. Phone. Okay, steward call. No smoking sign. Oh, and it has that song. That has the sound. Seatbelts on. Cool. I like it. I'm just playing around with it. It's fun. I paid $20 for it, so I'm gonna try all the switches. Okay, I don't know what these are. Auto stabilization, auto stall system. It's got a lot of stuff going on, and I wonder if if it really handles differently if you turn off a lot of these automated systems. But the one I'm looking for is the warning and annunciator panel, which is typically this thing here, right? This looks like an annunciator panel here, although not like the one I'm normally looking at. Annunciator panel, this means a set of lights that come on that might warn you that like your APU is on and you shouldn't have it on, those kind of things. And usually if there's an alarm, it'll also go with a, like here, brakes fail, brakes emergency. So it doesn't have a single annunciator panel, it looks like. It's got a bunch of different ones. But typically if there's a master warning, it's also up here. I'm just checking it out. It's pretty cool. I don't think... The other thing... oh, yeah. Air density correction factors. Oh, what's down here? Oh, cool stuff. Glare shield lighting. I'm wondering if there is a book that you can bring out that will do things like... Oh, cool. There's a captain's window you can open. I'm discovering stuff. See you later. I'm just playing around. We're just pushing buttons now that we're on the ground. Okay, this one opens too. Both the captain's window, and they open in that really cool way, like a pressurized window. But again, the actual engine controls, I think, are part of the flight engineers. He also has a set of engine controls system, fuel heater system, all the the fuel transfer system, which they use for trimming the plane, keeping the weight consistent. It's all here. The electrical panel that includes the circuit breakers are there. They're not accessible to the captain. And I don't know how many, if any of these buttons work. Some of these seem to. What does this say? Does it say anything? Yeah, auto something. Lane, hydraulic, air intakes. Interesting. It's cool. All right, we're out of here. Oh no, I mean we're out of here after I take a screenshot of us hanging out at Edwards Air Force Base in the Concorde. You know what I mean? I mean that's that's pretty much get close enough that we can see that we're in a really cool looking plane here. I imagine. I mean, the British Airways. There wasn't that many. It was only flown commercially by British Airways and Air France, and yeah, they had a specialized crew, special set of crews that knew how to. I want to get something kind of a little more traditional looking. But boy, any angle you take of this plane is crazy. I don't get something kind of like that you don't normally see. We got that little tiny moon in the back there. I like it. All right, that's going to be screenshot number 1 for today. I don't even mind that I gotta that I didn't get the very front in. It's crazy though. In that shape. Lots of cool details on the engine. You can see that mechanism there. That's the mechanism that reverses the thrust there. Those two things on the back. But then you can see inside them is the those are the afterburner. The ring that's closest to us is the afterburner injection. Fuel is injected directly in the exhaust, and it ignites and burns, and that's an afterburner. They're super simple. And the other thing I don't understand is this. Okay, all right, here's this. This pops out to protect the tail from a tail strike on takeoff, which apparently is something that's very important. Some planes, 747s can tail strike. It can as a pilot, it can end your career. You tail strike by over rotating during takeoff accidentally. But some planes are, and because of their design, are very susceptible to tail strike. So this has an automatic thing that pops out during takeoff and landing, and then automatically closes. I don't think you control it, but that is there simply so that if you take off, and I could easily see that being an issue because of the design of the plane and how much of the plane is behind those front wheels, and how much of an angle of attack you have to get any kind of lift with those super thin wings. Oh yeah, I wanted to see in here. Yeah, we still can't see if I thought there was I thought there were supposed to be passengers in here, or at least a passenger compartment. You can see it's not even really. Oh wait a minute. Now we go. Here we go. So you have to go to here. These are the custom passengers. All right, we found them. They're in like the mid compartment, or you have to be at a certain angle. Hello. So these are the people riding the Concorde and are very happy about it. Okay, and that's what the cabin is supposed to look like. Got it. It's just you have to be at a certain position. It's not the whole cabin that has that access to that. Okay, that's what the cabin would have looked like. And I wonder if we come back here, does it stay? Okay, and that's what the hopefully we can get back here, what the commodes, what the bathrooms would look like. But okay, yeah, so it had a 2x2 seat. It's not very comfortable. It cost about $10,000. You could have flown British Airways or Air France first class for much less. Yeah, it would have taken you 9 hours instead of 2 hours. But it would have been less expensive, and you would have had the first class on Air France on the 747 was a sleeper thing. It's a sleeper, meaning you'd be on the plane for 10 hours in first class, but you'd sleep the whole way. On the Concorde, you'd be there for about 2 hours, but you'd be in this little seat. It's not very. It's basically an economy class seat that you pay $10,000 for one way. I think they're very expensive. I knew a guy who, Microsoft, guy who worked for Microsoft, Charles Simonyi was a billionaire. He flew the Concorde many times, and I think basically just went there just to fly the Concorde. All right, hey, I promise we do something else. Let's do a second flight. Just a quick flight on something. I don't feel like stopping right now. But I don't feel like flying the Concorde again. I don't know. Let's go. Let's pick a plane first. How about the V-35 Bonanza? I mean, it's just one of those planes I always put the smile on my face. So we're gonna pick a nice livery for it, not white with green stripes. My favorite is actually chrome green. How white is the white one though? I mean, let's just see here. What the heck? I never fly because it's so boring sounding. All right, I'm gonna do a quick checkout flight in the Beechcraft. V-35B. Apparently, they came out with the other, the V30 or the Beechcraft 34, which it's very similar to the V-35B, but it doesn't have the V tail. It has a single tail. What would be a fun flight here? Well, you know, they did recently redo the Denver area, so or they did, yeah. Let's fly around that part of the world again. We're gonna take off from here. It's a general aviation runway. We're gonna check out how Denver area is doing today, and then we're gonna land. And hey, we got lots more streaming to do, man. This is gonna be a long ass stream. Jesus Christ, I might need. Fortunately, I have plenty of Diet Coke to go. Holy cow! There's gonna be brain games. There's gonna be music performance. And there's going to be the Lego build, a fantastic, I guess it's going to be the Kylo Ren Command Shuttle, which is a brand new set that just came out for today's May the 4th be with you day. And then I'm going to relax. I'm going to watch some Star Wars. I'm not going to watch actual Star Wars. I mean, I'm going to watch some series, rewatch some series. I'm watching the Book of Boba Fett, which is just for the second time because I like it. Again, you know what I say, the Book of Boba Fett is a classic example of this phenomena, which is Star Wars shows are like pizza. Even when they're bad, they're still pretty good. All right, let's take a look at this plane. It's white, kind of okay. I gotcha. White it is. All right, so I would say we probably do want flaps. You know, actually, I believe this plane doesn't require flaps for takeoff under most conditions. Let's just check the plane here. We got this stuff here. Set yoke visibility. Is this working here? Okay, that's working there. Very good. Mixture. Is that mixture? Yeah, mixture. Throttle. Very good. Throttle there. Very good. All right, the parking brake is on. We're ready to take off and fly around. We get full power. Release our parking brake, making sure that our drive-in window is closed there. But the great thing, the very distinctive thing about the V-35 is the V-tail in the back. Very distinctive. Are we getting going in here? We have full power, right? I did put full power on. Oh yeah, we're getting going. I mean, you know, we don't need 200 knots to take off. Hello. Hello. I don't think we get enough power here. Power is full, right? Full power. It's like stalling. Are we overweight? I mean, should that matter? Yeah, there's something a little. Are we at high altitude? We are at 5,300 feet. Okay, that's what I forgot. Altitude. That's the thing that affects a plane's takeoff performance more than anything else. Is that we are already at over mile high up, or 5,000 feet up, and that for a plane like this, that affects both the ability of the engine to produce power and the propeller to produce thrust because of the thin air, and the wings to produce, like, everything is affected when you take off at altitude. So you need longer runways, you need more time, and you need to kind of factor it into your takeoff. So I needed to do that. Okay, we're gonna want to head south here. I think the plane is performing okay, though. I don't think it's the plane's issue. Looks like a beautiful day. I want to double check to make sure we are on live weather. Wait, something's going on in the system here. Live weather's turned on. Very nice. So you can see we're on a plane. That's the Rocky Mountains over there. I mean, they go a long way and they get very high, very tall quickly. But then there's this huge plane which is like 5,000 feet up. I mean, like a flat plane. And that's where most of the people live in Colorado live. So we took off at a GA airport. We're going to check out Denver, which is down this way, I believe. I think. Let me check on my map. All right. So how is the plane operating now? I mean, okay, that's good. Mixture. Right. Bring the fuel consumption down to something normal. That looks good. Am I going to fly with the baseball team? I could, if I can find it. Okay, Rocky Mountain Metropolitan Airport is over there. We're getting closer. We're kind of in the outskirts. It's that way. I'm kind of seeing the distance. But no, I thought it'd be fun to kind of fly in like from 20 miles out or so. We'll fly across it and we'll maybe land at that other little airport. Okay, what do we got here? Golf courses. Very nice. Baseball diamond there. Let's try to stay low enough where. So we're at 6,300 feet, but the terrain is at 5,400 feet, so we're only about 800 feet above the ground. But the other thing I love about it is that antenna on the top, which I think you can use, which is for satellite communications, I think. I don't know. All right, heading to Denver. You can see it there in the distance. They did update Denver, so I felt we'll go over it a couple times, you know, whenever they kind of do an update. Just a couple weeks ago. Just, you know, check it out under various different weather circumstances. We'll go over there in the winter, check out the snowy. It does get quite cold in the winter, and snow a lot because of the altitude. I mean, it's not like it's in a particularly cold part of the world, but it's a mile up, which means it's susceptible to very cold temperatures in the winter. Here's another golf corso right there. I can only imagine how many golf courses we're going to see on the way out there. Because there's one there. I think this is another one up there. Anytime you see a bunch of houses separated by little strips of green with little pieces of little sand holes in there. That's actually, I think, maybe only be a 9-hole course there. I heard so. Okay, so that's another, you know, strips of green with sand, with brown sand. That's definitely 9 holes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, that's a 9-hole right there. There's another 9 holes right here. It's just a paradise if you play golf. That's all I'm saying. I don't, personally. It's not a paradise for me. I mean, you know, there's golf courses where I live, you know, too. All right, here's some strip malls. Enjoy. And in the distance, we will definitely fly over the place where the Denver Broncos play, where the Denver, forget what the baseball team is. And the Denver Nuggets, though, that's the NBA team. We'll find them, too. We'll find that, I'm sure. I do watch a lot of NBA. I find NBA on a high-def screen is a very compelling sport somehow. I mean, you know what I mean. It's fun to watch. We're counting the golf courses. There's another one. Oh, I know that's a park. That's just a park. Park. It's got a field. It's got tennis. The park area over here. Oh, that's it. That's 4 tennis courts backed up to baseball fields. Baseball diamonds. There's like a water park over there. Hold on a second. Hold on a second here. I want to see how detailed this water park is. No, we're like kind of far away from it. I you can tell it's a water park because of all the little blue areas here. We'll just yeah, the Rockies. Thank you. But again, water park sounds great, except that it's not hot all the time there. So, but yeah, okay, it's pretty detailed. There's the wave pool. You can see it's a wave pool, and then one of these kind of a million slides that has a whole bunch of places you start from, and you end up at the same place. And it's pretty hefty size. This is definitely a full size water park, and it looks like it doesn't have like like rides besides the water, which is kind of cool. All right, we're gonna quickly move back in here. I bet that's not the only water park either. Water parks are popular. Pleasanton, where I live, gets to be 100 degrees, for months and months every single day. But even we can't, I don't think, support a full, a water park in our community because they're expensive. You need a lot of people to come. There's not, I mean, there are water parks in Northern California, but not like, they had one in Pleasanton and I think it shut down, or, right near here. It's because, like, yeah, no, it didn't have quite enough, but it's definitely hot enough where you want to go to a water park. All right, so yeah, okay, that water park's down there, kind of north of Denver. We're still heading south on this major road here. We're gonna check out the stadiums and then some buildings. We're gonna do some urban canyon carving, and then we're gonna land. And gosh, I'm having a great time, but man, we got a lot of streaming to do. This is one of those places I think where they store the grain before it goes on the train and/or it comes off the train. Right here. Kind of love that kind of design of the building. Very distinctive. And a big train area. Here's where all these people park to work, or they commute. I don't know. Or no, I bet that's not a parking lot. I bet that's where cars are stored before sale. That's what it looks like. And then you got all these trains, and they're offloading those trailers, which then get trucked somewhere. Really cool looking. Just seeing how this is work. Okay, that's a electrical substation. You can kind of tell the design of those. Lots of people on the freeway today, heading into Denver, heading out of Denver. I don't know, something like that. Again, I don't exactly remember where the stadiums are, but we'll find them. They're not far from downtown. Okay, one's here. The baseball one's right here. We're gonna buzz the baseball stadium. So let's see, the baseball stadium's right here, and it's gonna have like a beautiful scoreboard and all that stuff. Well, it has like this weird little park thing down here. I don't know if this is gonna work. Yeah, we're in the wrong place. Yeah. We're too far away. Okay, anyway, we'll figure that out. I have to reset that position. But that's fine. You can see the whole stadium there. It's a big one too. But then what there's also the basketball place where the Nuggets play is down this side. And if you remember correctly, there's the Salesforce Tower, the big Salesforce Tower in San Francisco, where the rest of the stadiums is down here. So, and then there's an amusement park right next to it. So this, I believe, is where the basketball team's going to play. Next to it is this large amusement park. I don't know what it's called, but it's not a water park. I think it has some water slides, but it's got a lot of other stuff too. Roller coasters, and the football team here, the Broncos, are going to play here, right here, at Sports Authority Field at Mile High. It used to be called Mile High Stadium, but I believe because they wanted to sell the rights to a company, it's now called Sports Authority Field at Mile High Stadium. But yeah, it used to be, or I remember when it was called Mile High Stadium, because it is a mile high. I mean, we're at 5,780 feet, and we're a few hundred feet above the stadium. It's got to be impressive, as an athlete to play in at high altitudes. I mean, it's got to be noticeable. We don't really think about it too much when we're watching games being played in these stadiums, but it's got to take an extra toll on a person who's as a professional athlete to be playing at a mile at that altitude. So back there's one stadium, there's two stadiums, and then the basketball stadium. We're gonna head east and um, land, and then we got some brain games to do. Giant, giant, giant freeway interchange. Which you'd think. I mean, you can see all the stuff happening here. People going to different games, going to the amusement park. And again, this big kind of flat building with obviously a lot of square footage under. We looked this up, and it is the Denver Convention Center right here. It looks like a convention center because it is one. All right, let's kind of fly down this way here and see if we can get ourselves into some trouble here. I mean, like this kind of trouble? Yeah, that kind of trouble. I said urban canyon carving, okay? I wasn't kidding. All right, dead ahead of us, we're gonna fly it over the, the burbs here and land at the, I think it's at some kind of Air Force base. It's got a nice long runway. It's not very far. It's less than 10 miles. Here's St. Joseph's Hospital, Denver. Yay. Pretty looking hospital too. I mean, the buildings all look fantastic. I mean, like all of them. And that's why I like flying over an area where they've kind of redone things. So this is the park. There's a major park here. We checked this out last time, and I've never been there. Hi, Tidy. Hey, how you doing? But the zoo is out here. So if you fly over here, and you can rent boats. But this is the Denver Zoo right here. If you go to the Denver Zoo, this is what you're gonna look like. I mean, it doesn't. You know, zoos don't always look like much from the air. It's not like you're going to see animals or anything like that. But I was curious about it last time, and then there's a museum right there. Some kind of science and nature museum. It might be the Museum of Nature and Science. I don't know, something like that. But I would definitely want to go here if I would go to Denver, because I've never been to Denver. And you know, I'd do the touristy stuff for sure. But definitely the museum and the zoo, and it looks like you can kind of do those in the same area. So you can make a day of the museum and the zoo, which is pretty cool. LA has that too. The zoo, it has a bunch of museums, like a bunch of museums in one little area, and they're really good. How you doing? How you doing, .tv on YouTube? Good to see you. Thanks for dropping by. We're just gonna land our Beechcraft Bonanza V35 V-tail, and then we're gonna go into the next segment of today's live stream. I've been doing my brain games, which is some Wordles, some Octurals, or not Wordles. I already did today's Wordle. Got it in 4. Tightrope trivia. Right. Then we'll be taking a break, and boy, it's gonna be bring my piano in here. It's gonna be Ken's Piano Lounge, which is very typical. My streams consist of, flying around and a musical performance every single time. So, and I alternate between the guitar and the keyboard. Today's piano day, which I'm looking forward to, of course. But today this stream is gonna go forever. After playing the piano for like an hour, I'm gonna move to the floor position. Set the camera up on the floor. By the way, this is a huge hospital complex. We're coming up here. That's where we're landing out there. And then I'll be building the Lego. It's Star Wars Day, so I think building some Star Wars Lego is very appropriate. And they just, every year, right around this time, the Lego Corporation comes out with some new Star Wars Lego. They've got like 5,500 Star Wars kits, which I have a bunch of. I mean, I've got like a Millennium Falcon. I've got a bunch of Ahsoka stuff. I should bring out and do a little. This is the University of Colorado hospital, and I think this whole area is the University of Colorado campus. It's not just the medical center, although it is the University of Colorado Medical Center. Really nice looking, fancy looking buildings here. As a medical center should be. Children's Hospital of Colorado there, University of Colorado, I believe. So that's that whole area there. So yeah, I think these are all university buildings or hospital buildings, or both. I don't know. So it's a huge campus. Everything you see behind you is associated with it. It is big. Right, they win a South. Okay, and there's a South American time they play at 1,000 meters. 1,000 meters is 3,000 feet. We're at 5,200 feet. We're substantially higher than that, even. You know what I mean? Um, that wine is our electric gear coming down. Actually, I think it's hydraulic. All right, gears down. The runway's in sight. This is what it looks like from here. Maintaining speed where it flaps 50%. But yeah, the point is they train. If you're the home team and you train at that altitude, you have an advantage over other teams that don't train at that altitude and they come to your home field, and they take advantage of that. You know, I mean, they understand that, and that's a factor in how they play. Real simple approach here. Nothing fancy. Just coming in for a landing. No, I don't call in on the radio in advance because I don't care. No, make sure we got a nice approach coming in here. This is I think about a 6,000 foot runway. We're fine. But yeah, so all the Denver teams practice at a 1 mile altitude, including the Broncos and the Nuggets. What days do I stream on? Thank you for asking that question. I try to stream on the following days: Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Wednesdays are the ones that are kind of the hardest to do because I do work a full-time job as well as doing this. So I'm working an 8-hour job during the week. But it's not really 8 hours. I don't want to get into that detail. But yeah, the idea is that I like to stream 5 days a week. My weekday streams are rarely longer than an hour and a half, though, because I'm taking time out from work. But so I can stretch them out a little bit more during the weekdays or the weekends. We got plenty of runway here. Just want to make it a nice soft landing. All right, way back on the throttle here, so that we don't bounce too hard here. Yep. There we go. Ah, we did not smash the landing gear. Perfectly soft landing. As I like to say, don't wake the baby. We call it that, you know. You don't want to wake the baby. The baby's sleeping in the back. You don't want to wake the baby up. See how that tail moves? The V-tail. I love it. I mean, apparently, it's very unique. You'd think, oh well, maybe it simplifies the tail structure because instead of 3 things back there, there's only 2. But it really doesn't. Apparently, it doesn't really make anything cheaper or simpler. It's just cool and distinctive. But let's head back there. We're gonna open up our Big Mac window. The Big Mac window is open. Get a little flow through here. Have I ever flown a plane in real life? You're saying? Are you implying that I'm a fake pilot? You know, I kind of have flown a plane, but I mean, I went to a flight school. They're trying to get you to go to school, come to school, so they'll let you kind of do a checkout flight in a plane that's not that different than this. I think it was a 172. It wasn't a Beechcraft. It was a 172 or 152 probably. So well, I'm very skillful because I played this game every single day for the last 4 or 5 years, or the simulation. And yeah, I mean, I am certain planes I'm very good at landing. Going to the moon, that is a great idea. I mean, they actually have like you can purchase a space shuttle in this game, but you can't really take off. The only thing you do is the unpowered descent part of it. I'm parking backwards, I don't care. All right, this plane is parked. Mixture to cut. Can we the exit door open? I just like looking at the doors opening, the open door there. It's pretty cool. I thought I, okay. Oh, right, right. Fuel. If you want fuel selector to off. Oh, and there's that magneto. You would want to. All right, there's the actual key. So you turn your magneto off, take your key out. Parking brake is on. Air avionics master. Where's the avionics master? How you doing, Christy? Good to see you. We're just finishing up turning off my lights here. Alternator battery. I don't know if there's an avionics master, just a battery. Why is that still spinning? I mean, I turned off the fuel. I turned off the magneto. I turned off the battery. Right? Throttle, mixture. Right? Propeller. All those are full off. I'm curious why the engine's still running. These, that the magneto is off. It shouldn't be running. It's a bug. It's a minor bug, but it's still kind of a weird bug. And I even turned the fuel off. This is an off position. Fuel selector's off. I don't care, but it's just a random weird bug. All right. So here's what's going to happen. Nothing major except. Should I take a nice? Unfortunately, the color of this plane is too boring for me to want to take a screenshot. But I do like that it says Kinch 9er very boldly on the side. Am I a real pilot? No, I'm not a real pilot. As I say on my Go Live notification, I perform as a pilot and a musician. We put air quotes around them for a good reason. There are real pilots who stream. By the way, it's a very valid question. There's some real pilots and commercial pilots who do really realistic commercial flights using this. But I don't do that because I don't really do I'm not really that into that kind of part of it. I'm a sight. I like the bush flying, the sightseeing, flying at low level where you'd get arrested. That's why there's like a whole career mode, but I'm not going to touch it because I don't find it that interesting. Hold on a second here. All right, so phase 2 of today's is today's and pretty much every day from the future from now on, I think, is me doing the brain games that I like to do on a daily basis. Excuse me, here, I'm just setting this up here. Every single day to make sure that my brain is operating. Normally, I do them bright and early in the morning. But if I'm going to stream, I've decided I'm going to do them on stream. Part of it is just a little bit of ego. And, hey, some people actually like... Oh, I remember that. A guy got a pro racing car and he was really good at the games. Well, I remember hearing about that. So theoretically, yeah, I could get a job as a commercial pilot by impressing the United Airlines executive team. Theoretically. All right. Okay. So these games are very simple. They're like Wordle, which I already did today, if I'm boring. Except you solve 4 words at a time. They're 5-letter words. The most important thing I like to talk about is that I have 3 standard starting words. Hey, you could steal them if you want. The starting words are very powerful. By powerful, I mean I have 15 different letters of the 26 letters in the English alphabet represented. I have Y at the end. I have all 5 vowels and 9 consonants. So, and 9 pretty decent ones. So if you can come up with the better words, but we can see right away, there's a bunch of words that have been revealed like scary, that it can't be anything else. And then we have a P, probably an I, maybe an N, and a C. We need the C, so it could be pinch. By the way, I do 2 of these, and then trivia, and then 2 more. So these have to be done as quickly as possible. I'm gonna try smoke here, and because we don't want to be here all day. Okay, and then this is gonna be okay. It could be a couple things. It could be canny or candy, but we'll try candy first. Okay, it was candy. We have extra guesses if you get them wrong. But we had 2 extra guesses. Okay, that's the first one. The second one is called the extreme. We're gonna do 2 of these, and we're gonna do the trivia, and then we're gonna do 2 octortals, which they're about the same thing. But the thing about the octortals and the quartals is always the same 3 set of starting words. So once you know what they are, okay, this could be snaky. mean, let's try it. I don't know what else could be. Oh, cool. And the K was a hit over here. And it's S. Could this be SHEIK? It could be chic. All right. Yeah, no, I have three starting words, and I don't even think about what the results are until all three are in, which is not the best strategy for Wordle, but for Octordle and Quordle it is. Okay, we have. I'm gonna go with manly. I think it could be something else. Could it? No, it can't be namely because it can't start with an M. So it's probably going to be manly. But we have a bunch of words that end. We have three words that end in Y, which is why I said at the beginning, one of your three starting words should end in Y. I mean, it's sometimes there's none. Okay, so we have an I to place, but it's not there. So it's in here. So it's IN something. Okay, we have blank IN something. So it could be windy, WINDY, right? All right, moving along. That's the extreme one too. Now the good thing about the next game is it's timed. It's a tightrope. We get 9 questions. You try to get them all right. You get rated by them. This is the hardest one today. I consider myself a typewriter master or a trivia master, which is why I enjoy playing these trivia games every day. By the way, I wanted to change my category, but I forgot to do it to just chatting for this part. But now I'm doing it. All right. The thing is, not only is it timed, you get a bonus for quickly finishing, a time bonus, etc. So that you have to get them quickly. So you'll see me go through these as quick as I can without really explaining anything. It's Venezuela. Oof. I already got the first one wrong. I should have known it was Brazil. Oof. All right. That's not a good one. Which animal spreads its front legs? Or which one? The giraffe. Okay, I think I knew that detail. It's trivia. It doesn't matter. But it's just for my own. I like trivia. The authorship of it admitted his presidency. Hamilton? Oh my goodness! I already got 2 wrong. You can only get 2 wrong. The history ones are hard. Then they'll tell you that. Oh, geez. Studying which play? I'm going to go with The Crucible. I think I had read The Crucible. I have read the play, The Crucible. There's the Heart. The medical ones are probably to kick back. Stubborn as a mule. Recalcitrant. Vocabulary ones are pretty easy for me. But we're already in trouble here because we got 2 wrong. I can't get any more wrong. Love interest on which series? I think it was Maisel, even though I didn't see it. That's the only one that makes sense. So sometimes it's a process of elimination. 7 Wonders of the World does not include which of the following. It was, of course, the Great Wall of China. They never went to China. They were Greek. Damn. 1,000 watermelons have what noticeable? I think they're cube shaped. Oh, I got it wrong. Black rind. All right. Trivia questions. Didn't do well today. You can do it again, but why would you re-answer the same questions? Better luck next time. Wow, I did not cross it today. But of course, it was today, but they had the hardest questions on Sunday. So I don't care. All right, guess what? We got 2 more brain games to play. But yeah, that was a B- performance at best. We're doing 2 Octordle games. They're a lot like Quordles, except there's 8 words to solve, which doesn't actually make it harder and doesn't change your starting word strategy. Because now you have more words to potentially have better. Okay, so there's these top 4 here, and then there's 2 more, and then there's 2 more. Let's see. This is already. It's got to be deity, right up here. This has to be scour, SCOUR, and I'm really fast at these because I play these games so much that all these 5-letter words are always on the tip of my tongue, basically. Let's see. We have a B and an R to place. and it could be birth, Berth. In fact, I think it's likely. We're down to the last two games here. Let's see. This one is S. This one, oh yeah, this could also be snaky, right? Which was right last time. Let's try it again this time. It was. All right. Good to know the word snaky. All right. This has got to be Shire because it has an S, has an H and an R in it, and there's actually no two possibilities there. We have CRA and then an N and a K again. CRA and a K, NK. Nothing else it could be. This is the easier one. We're gonna do the hard one after this. Let's see. This could be label, LABLE. No. Yeah, I keep running into this one before again. Yeah, I don't think that one starts with a L. It starts with a vowel. ABL. Huh, we'll come back to this one. This one could take a while. But there's this one here too. We have two words to solve. We have plenty of extra guesses. This one could be, let's see. There's an L and a T and an A to place. This could be AULT. This could be vault. Let's just see. It could also have been fault. But we have extra guesses. Now we're down to this one word. Again, it's much easier now. Now that it's obviously fable. For some reason, that one's always a tough one for me. All right, we're down to the last of the 5 brain games. Then there'll be a short break. Then it's gonna be, oh, we got so much more streaming to do. Then it's gonna be Ken's Panel Lounge, and then we're gonna build some Lego. Oh my God, I'm gonna be here for hours, and I love it. Don't try to stop me. All right, our final brain game of the day is the Quirtle Rescue. And that's specifically hard because you don't get to choose your own starting words. It chooses 4 words at random among the also 8 words that you have to guess. So it becomes very hard. So for example, the 4 starting words didn't even hit the U and the I, and they're not optimized words; they're just random words. So they call it a rescue because you're starting from a deficit. Okay, well, at least we know here it's PES something Y. PES, doesn't it have to be pesky? Yeah. All right, let's move on. Some of these are going to be easy. Okay, and that K was helpful here. So this has to be steak, STAKE. That K really helped. Okay, here we have no vowels, but we have the U and the I available. So it could be SUN something. It could be sunny, right? SUNNY. It could be a couple things, but that's what we're guessing. All right, the U was helpful over here. It's not input. And we'll have to come back to that one. We got practically nothing here. All right, so we have no vowels, so it's got to have the I in it. So let's see. I'm going to try whirl, WHIRL. If it's not the word, it will be very helpful, and it was the word. Because we needed that I. Okay, and so we know the I is in here. Well, we already knew the I was in there. Let's see, I is here, but more importantly, here it is. POINT. Has to be. Very good. We're moving along. We have 3 words to get, and 4, but only 4 guesses. All right, this one has an F. And then F, something O. And then the E at the end. Oh, and there's an R as well. Okay, so there's an F and an R to place. So it could be for. It can't be forged, but it could be forced. Excellent. Okay, we've got 3 guesses to get 2 words, but they're going to be hard ones. Let's see. All we know is an O and an I. Okay. Let's see. And the N could only be here or here. And I think if the N is here, it could be I-N, and then we have an O to place. Let's see, what else we have here? We have inbox. It was inbox. Anyway, I'm not a real pilot, but I play one on TV. All right, let's see. Okay, that's going to help a lot because now we know where the N is, and we know that the I isn't there. We have it. We do have the U. So it could be unpin. And if it's not unpin, we get another guess. Okay. It was unzip, which makes more sense, actually. We won the rescue today. I only win 1 out of 3 rescues, pretty much, I would say, based on my history of doing it every day. And that is a win. It says you win. We won the rescue. We won the rescue. We won the classic is the one that we did there. We did pretty bad on today's trivia, but it was hard, and I was just going fast. But we did get both of the Quirtles today, right? We got the standard classic Quirtle. There's that one, and we got the Quirtle Extreme. We got these quite easily. So I'm going to say the brain is working today, and that's all. That's the most important part of it. All right, guess what happens now? It's going to take me a solid 3.5 minutes to change over to the musical category and bring my piano in here and play some music for you guys, for myself really, but you can listen along. So let me start getting that set up here. We're going to change our category to music. We're changing our categories. It's going to be 4 different categories of the streaming today. Pretty amazing. Try that. Music. Yay. All right. And we'll run the mid-roll and then see you on the other side. I'm still getting myself set up here. Hello, check one. That mic is not very loud. I'm using a different mic now for my musical segment, for one simple reason, which is that the other mic picks up a lot of me clicking sound of me playing the piano, like this sound of me, just independently of the sound of the piano. And I kind of was like, it's kind of distracting when I listen to, because I like to watch my show thing here after the fact. I was like, it doesn't sound that good. But I have this other mic, because that mic is very, very sensitive. It's a studio mic, whereas this is a live performance mic. It's a Shure SM48. Cheaper version of the 58, the classic, as you all know. But it means for me to talk, instead of be able to have the mic 6 to 8 inches away from my face, I got to sing right into it. But that's okay. I don't mind. If the whole thing sounds better, and besides that, it's just a microphone. I have 2 inputs. It just makes it a little harder for when I talk. If I move around a little bit, you really can't hear me as well. I'm gonna have to decide if that's important or not. Anyway, welcome here. Got some more Diet Coke here. Plenty of Diet Coke left. Welcome to Ken's Piano Lounge. If you haven't been here before, let me describe a little bit about what it's about. It's a piano lounge, so I have to be able to sit down as a piano lounge player, be able to sit down and just play music. I don't have sheet music or lyrics in front of me. What I have is this list of songs here. Peach, Say a Little Prayer, Natalie Cole version. That helps so that I know a particular song, but then I just have to be able to sit down and play it. So anyway, most of the time you come to a piano lounge, you would not expect the piano lounge singer to sing. And if I were going to professionally sit down in an actual piano lounge, I would not be singing any songs. But I like singing, so for Ken's Piano Lounge, that's the one that we do in my own personal home. I do occasionally sing. For example, the song Peaches. Gonna eat a lot of peaches. I'm moving to the country. Gonna eat me a lot of peaches. I'm moving to the country. Gonna eat a lot of peaches. Moving to the country. Gonna eat me a lot of peaches. Peaches come from a can. They were put there by a man in a factory downtown. I had my little way, well, I'd eat peaches every day, sun-soaking bulges in the shade. Moving to the country, gonna eat a lot of peaches. Moving to the country, gonna eat me a lot of peaches. Moving to the country, gonna eat a lot of peaches. Moving to the country, gonna eat me a lot of peaches. I took a nap with the roots all twist. I squished a rotten peach in my fist, and I dreamed about you, woman. I put my finger down in
inside to make a little room for an ant to hide. Well, nature's candy in my hand, or can, or pie. Millions of peaches, peaches for me. Millions of peaches, peaches for free. Millions of peaches, peaches for me. Millions of peaches, peaches for me. Peaches. All right, moving along. That's Peaches by Presidents of the United States of America. That's the name of the band. All right, mostly instrumentals. For example, this one, which is called Flashdance. And around this time of my show, I like to play The Girl from Ipanema. How you doing, Pilgrim? There we go. There's right key. We're going to do a little... Right, pretty much at the start of the musical segment for today's show. By the way, we got a whole... Be streaming for another hour and a half, probably, by the way. Maybe more. Be streaming... Oh, I've never done a 4-hour stream before. 3-hour streams are rare, but... I'm going to feel like streaming today, okay? all my songs. All right, this girl from Ipanema. Move my piano. I'm moving my piano a little bit here. Okay, what do we want to play next here? This is Todd Rundgren's song called Cliche. Oh, it's called Too Far Gone, excuse me. All right, I'm going to sing another song. This is called Johnny Strikes Up the Band by Warren Zevon. Goes a little like this after I drink some Diet Coke. I think. Dry your eyes, my little friends. Let me take you by the hand. Ready, get ready. Rock steady when Johnny strikes up the band. They'll be rocking in the projects, walking down along the strand. Ready, getting ready. Rock steady when Johnny strikes up the band. When Johnny strikes up the band. When Johnny strikes up the when Johnny strikes up the when Johnny strikes up the band. And Johnny is my main man. He's the keeper of the keys. He'll put your mind at ease. He's guaranteed to please, backed by popular demand. Look around, my little friends. Jubilation fills the land. Ready and ready. Rock steady when Johnny strikes up the band. When Johnny strikes up the band. When Johnny strikes up the when Johnny strikes up the when Johnny strikes up the band. When Johnny strikes up the band. When Johnny strikes up the band. When Johnny strikes up the when Johnny strikes up the when Johnny strikes up the band. More easy one. All right, some more instrumentals while I rest my voice. For example, let's pick one. I've added. Yeah, I've added this chat window. That's recent, like last week. I'm still trying to get it to work with both my YouTube and. It doesn't seem to want to work. I can either get it to work with YouTube or Twitch, but I'm trying to get it to do both, and I'm really hard. Someday I might get it fixed so I can actually see YouTube and Twitch chat in the same on-screen window. Working on it. I got some more songs to do here. Lots more songs to do here. But as I always like to say at this point in the show, look at this Diet Coke. That's one of the things I like to say. But also, if you're enjoying the show, I only ask one little thing, and that's that you sidle up to the bar, that you order a fancy cocktail, like not a well drink or a beer or something like that, like a daiquiri or something like that. Not for me. I already got my Diet Coke for you, you know? But most importantly, you need to tip the wait staff very generously because they have, I think, on average, like 7 mouths to feed. They got a lot of kids, you know what I mean? All right, let's do the song. Exactly. At least 7 children. Thank you. A lot of practice, not talent. That song is called Up Where We Belong from the movie Officer and Gentleman by Diane Warren, a wonderful songwriter. My favorites. I really enjoy playing that song. I mean, it's a duet with Joe Cocker and Kim Carnes, I think. Really famous song. But I don't sing. I can't even sing one of the parts, much like both of them. But I'm moving on. I just love playing that as instrumental. What are we gonna do? We're gonna sing. We're gonna do a little. We're gonna do a little Steely Dan, like a little jazzy lounge. right, now if you're a lounge piano player, if you're a lounge piano singer, someone's going to come in and eventually say, "Could you play Misty for me?" And they're really going to look sincerely, and you're not going to want to say no. Look at me. I'm as helpless as a kitten up a tree. And I think that I'm clinging to a cloud. I can't understand why I get misty just holding your hand. Walk my way, and 1,000 violins begin to play. Or it might be the sound of your hello, that music I hear. I get misty the moment you're near. You can say that you're leading me on, but it's just what I want you to do. Don't you notice how hopelessly I'm lost? That's why I'm following you. On my own, would I wander through this wonderland alone? Never knowing my right foot from my left, my hat from my glove. 'Cause I'm too misty and too much in love. Thank you very much. A little misty there. I don't know. Next song we're going to do an instrumental version of little Billy Joel here. I got it. Sorry about that. Alrighty, how about this one? That's how it starts. Way back when, in '67, 19. No, we can't dance together. No, we can't talk at all. Please take me along when you slide on down. Hey, 19, that's Rita Franklin. She don't remember Queen of Soul. As hard times was falling, the soul survivors. She thinks I'm crazy, but I'm just growing old. Hey, 19, no, we can't dance together. No, we can't talk at all. Please take me along when you slide on down. Version of Steely Dan songs. Okay, next is it's a carpenter. I'm not gonna sing it. It's a Carpenter song called we've only just begun. It was originally a jingle, a commercial jingle for the Crocker Bank in California. It became a popular song by Paul Williams for the Carpenters. It goes like this. Have anybody worked with any big musicians besides Todd Rundgren? No, he's not that big either. Thank you for the question, though. And his band. And Todd Rundgren is the person who's in my social media. You know, if you look at my PFP, as we like to call it, just a quick break. I'll start again. It's two guys. There's me in a mask on the right side, and Todd Rundgren, who's in a black weed jacket with green weed pattern and Viking helmet. That's Todd Rundgren. He's pretty big. Okay. Now where was I? Okay. Starts in E flat. One of my favorite keys. Well, it's a little tiny bit. This is the tune so much. All right, this is my cover of Suddenly Seymour from Little Shop of Horrors. Another duet that's normally sung by, well, in the book, it's Rick Moranis and I forgot who's Audrey, plays Audrey. Short version of the song. You're gonna do a medley of songs. That's the short version for your medley, which I kind of am doing. This is my medley of Broadway and other show tunes. So Suddenly Seymour. What's the next one here? This is A Morning After from the Poseidon Adventure. Morning After from the Poseidon Adventure. Let's see. Can You Read My Mind? This is from Superman the movie. Then I'm gonna play after this. I'm gonna sing a song. Not this one though. just saw that movie again, Superman the movie, the original comic book movie that started all the other comic book movies with Christopher Reeve, Richard Donner directed. It's a low budget film, and if you look at it these days compared to how much money they throw at a comic book movie. But it started. I mean, Christopher Reeve wasn't just in the Superman movie. They made 4 of those with him in it in quick order, kind of descending quality level. Gene Hackman was in all of them, I think. He's always good. But it's a weird. They were weird because that was back then before comic book movies were established. So they were made as cheaply as possible. But after that, everyone was like, "Oh yeah, geez, This is great. We can mine these huge libraries of comic books for movies." All right, let's sing some more. Okay, here's we're gonna song. Ready? You guys are ready for this one? You probably are. You're probably not, but I don't care. There's a man who leads a life of danger. With everyone he meets, he stays a stranger. With every move he makes, well, another chance he takes, odds are he won't live to see tomorrow. Beware of pretty faces you may find. A pretty face can hide an evil mind. Oh, be careful what you say. Don't give yourself away. Odds are you won't live to see tomorrow. Secret agent man, secret agent man. Well, they've given you a number and they've taken away your name. You're sunning in the Riviera one day, then bleeding in a Bombay alley next day. Oh, don't let the wrong word slip when kissing persuasive lips. Odds are you won't live to see tomorrow. A secret agent man, secret agent man. Well, they've given you a number and they've taken away your name. Well, look at it, it's a agent man, secret agent man. This mysterious life you choose is a deadly game. Crowd favorite. I like it too, actually. All right, some more instrumentals here. Everybody loves Charlie Brown. Always had some crunchy ice. Loved it. lots of songs I want to play. Here's another one. 1935. It's called Walking My Way Back Home. This one's hard for me. I'm not concentrating. All right, do a few more. Boy, some of these are definitely. I'm gonna get them through most of the way, and then some. All right, we're gonna do up and away by Fifth Dimension, and we're gonna do. I'm gonna sing "I Can Clearly Now." I can see clearly now, Jesus. Lots more streaming to do. Thanks, Pilgrim. All right, we're gonna sing "Mad World." "Mad World," which is an in excess song, but of course the version I like to do is by a singer named Gary Jules. A lot of cover versions of the song, but his is the most famous. It goes like, everybody knows it. All around me are familiar faces, worn down places, worn down faces, bright and early for the daily races, going nowhere, going nowhere. The tears are filling up their glasses, no expression, no expression. Hide my head, I want to drown my sorrow. No tomorrow, no tomorrow. And I find it kind of funny, find it kind of sad. The dreams in which I'm dying are the best I ever had. I find it hard to tell you, I find it hard to take. People run in circles, it's a very, very mad world. Mad world. Children waiting for the day they feel good. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Made to feel the way that every child should. Sit and listen, sit and listen. Went to school and I was very nervous. No one knew me, no one knew me. Hello teacher, tell me what's my lesson. Looked right through me, looked right through me. And I find it kind of funny, find it kind of sad. The dreams in which I'm dying are the best I ever had. I find it hard to tell you, I find it hard to take. When people run in circles, it's a very, very mad world. Mad world. Mad world. Enlarging your world. Alrighty. Got at least a couple more songs in me, I think. Let's see, we did Up, Up, and Away. Oh, we didn't do I Can See Clearly Now. I Can See Clearly Now. A Johnny Nash song. I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind. And it's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. Yes, I can make it now, the rain is gone. All of the bad feelings have disappeared. Here is the rainbow I've been praying for. And it's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. Look all around, there's nothing but blue skies. Look straight ahead, there's nothing but blue sky. It's gonna be a bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, sunshiny day. Wow, that was fun to do. Yeah, I think that's gonna be it for the songs today. We got plenty of streaming yet to do. Again, we got like an hour and a half of Lego building, so I gotta get Let me tell you. Let me just tell you what's gonna happen here. I'm gonna do some switch around. I'm gonna have to put my piano away so that we can build some Lego on the floor there. We're gonna do things here. We're gonna switch the categories. Thank you for joining the musical segment. If you're gonna come back tomorrow, there'll be more music. It'll be guitar day tomorrow, and no Lego. It'll be a nice short segment tomorrow. Like we're just flying, playing games, and play guitars for about 45 minutes. That'll be tomorrow. Oh, seriously, we're not done today. I gotta build my Lego. Switching to the category. Oh, hello. Lego and brick building. Gonna do it for me. Very good. Lego and brick building. But it's gonna take me about 3 minutes to switch over. Just because it took me 3 minutes. But I'm not gonna play my mid roll. You know what? I'm gonna play my mid roll. So we'll see you on the other side of the mid roll. Okay. You can kind of hear me now. You can kind of see the floor. We are in the Lego and brick building category. Hello, you see my hand there? All right. So what I have here is my iPad set up so that when I'm sitting on the floor, I can read. I can see it right here. I'll put it a little over the side. I can read Twitch chat, YouTube chat. Sorry, guys, but nobody's chapping on YouTube. All right. So what do we got so far? By the way, welcome to Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you.
So this is the stand, and that's the back end. This is the front end of Kylo Ren's. Oh, we got a cat attack. We have some cat issues. He's quite bored. Hello, Mo. What do you want to do? You want to say hi to everybody? Look, there's the camera right there. There's the camera right there. He doesn't really want to say hi to anybody. That's it for the cat. All right, so we got to get started. All right, what are we building? We're building Kylo Ren's command shuttle. This is a brand new kit that just came out this week. It was shipped. I pre-ordered it, so I was one of the first people to get it. It came out May 1st. They do new Legos all the time for Star Wars. So this is a 18 plus. It is a tricky build, but it's not that many pieces. It's, basically we've done the complicated parts, and we're just basically going to do the wings. So I want to get started because this could take this could easily take an hour and a half. And I do want to, we're definitely finishing it today. I might have to take a break between bag one and bag two, a short break to stand up and move around. We do the big pieces here. We do the little pieces here. This has to get out of the way there. Little pieces here. Very good. Very good. Okay, and let's just get started. All right, so it wants us to have this piece. Perfect. Let's see, is that a flat piece? It is. A flat piece that looks like that. Perfect. So this piece is going to go here. Very good. And then a 2x1. Yeah, I don't know how, I kind of, some people enjoy doing enjoy watching other people build Lego. I don't know if I would, but what the hell, I'm just going to do it. So while we're building Lego, guess what I'm going to do, which I also did yesterday, which we're going to do again today. Okay, this is a 6x1, black 6x1 short. Here it is. Okay. I'm going to tell the story once again. I told it yesterday, but it's Star Wars weekend. The story of how I became one of the first Star Wars fans in the world. Yeah, I knew about the movie before you did, most likely, unless you were in the room with me. And I'll tell you which room it had to have been in. So in 1976, I was a 16-year-old teen living in Pasadena, California, Altadena technically, and but I had saved up for my bar mitzvah enough money to purchase an inexpensive vehicle, which in this case, even as a 16-year-old, for my 16th birthday, basically, which was a, let's see, this one's going to go here. Like that, and then we have it was a baby blue Datsun 510 station wagon with a Borg Warner automatic transmission in my first car. Pretty good. It was not terribly fast, but if you floored it there, you could definitely keep up with highway traffic, if not pass people. That's all I cared about. Okay, we two of these. Yeah, there we go. So it was November 1976, I believe, roughly around then. I think it was November. Might have been September or October. I think it was early November. Might have been October. And I heard about a convention that was happening down near the airport, at a hotel near the airport. Well, I knew about the convention because I was really into D&D board games with some of my friends. Board games, simulation games, and doing things like I'd buy miniature figures, like medieval miniature figures, and paint them. Stupid colors, but paint them, have fun painting them dumb colors. And so I was into D&D, board gaming, and all that stuff. D&D had just come out like a little bit, like in 75, like literally a year and a half before that. So there was a convention called Gen Con at the time. Gen Con, I believe, is the progenitor of Comic Con. Nope, that's the wrong one. Or is it? Yeah, okay, so I need the other piece. The other side, yeah, this side piece, right? Nope, that's the same one. Let's get the other side. That's the other side, beauty. So it was called Gen Con because, before Comic Con, comics weren't that popular. They were popular, but there was a lot of other stuff that was more popular. But you could go there, you could see, there wasn't that much cosplay, but there was a lot of fanzines and people selling swords, that kind of stuff. And people selling miniature figurines, people selling board games, war game style simulation games. I was into all that stuff. So I was attending by myself. I was able to basically get my parents to agree that I believe it was a Friday. I could ditch school on a Friday and go to this convention. and drive by myself in my own car, which is really pretty cool for a 16-year-old. All right, which way do you want to hold this? This way, right? That's going to go in like that here. This is going to go in probably behind there. So I drove to this convention. I was having a pretty good time. You know, I didn't really know what there was. You know, some seminars or things. I didn't really know what to do. I didn't have anything in mind particularly wanted to do. This picture is going to be a little tricky. So there's that one there, and that one there. 1, 2, 3, and then this little thing is going to go here. 1, 2, 3, 4, like here. We'll do that, and then we have this piece here. No, actually, we don't put this on yet. All right, so I want to make it like the picture. We haven't put that piece on yet. We don't need it. Yeah, it looks like the picture. So I was at Gen Con and in November 1976, and so you know I saw what people were going to this seminar for a movie that nobody had ever heard of, but it was a science fiction movie. So and that sounded like fun, and it was by a director I'd heard of, George Lucas, because I'd heard of him because I'd seen American Graffiti. Yeah, I don't understand what I did here wrong here. Okay, that's what I did wrong. Perfect. Okay. It does go over here. It goes here. Very nice. That's going to make a lot more sense. Well, this is going to go here. So I was like, sure, I'll go check it out. And yeah, it ended up being the announcement, effectively, of the movie Star Wars. Nobody really heard of it, but they had like about a 35-minute presentation with Rick McCallum talking about the movie. I believe it was Rick McCallum. George was not there; he was finishing the film in England. Okay, wait a minute here. I'm way behind. I'm ahead of myself. Yeah, okay, so we have 2 of these, one here, and one here. Very good. Step 77. Okay, so we already did step 77 though. That looks like the picture. Moving on. Yeah, no, it was really cool. So I was really impressed by the presentation. He did. There was a video that showed kind of in progress film, and they showed like the lightsaber battle. And we were just blown away by all that stuff. And he discussed the space dogfight at the end and how it took, it was like an 8-minute dogfight, which is really impressive, and we all applauded. Just knowing that there was going to be this long, space dogfight at the end. And I came home from that. I told my parents about it. I said, look, when this movie is released, and it wasn't released for another 5 months after that, let's go. We're gonna be the first people. We're gonna be at the front of the line. We're gonna see the first movie. And my parents were into movies, but then they were like, yeah, right, sure. And I remember saying to them something along the lines of, okay, these 2 pieces. This isn't just gonna be a movie. This is gonna be a cultural phenomenon. And this was in 1976. The movie didn't come out till 77. And my parents were like, yeah, sure it will. They were like, what the fuck are you talking about? They were extremely skeptical. I just remember that because I was like, I don't blame them. They didn't see the presentation and they weren't that into movies and shit. And then they saw the movie with me and they were still like, yeah, we're sure this is going to be a cultural phenomenon. Yeah, sure. But it ended up being not only a cultural phenomenon, but pretty much the cultural phenomenon. Okay, so this piece is going to go here, I believe. This piece is going to go here to look like the picture. No, wrong one. This other one. Let's see if I can find the right little wedgy thing here. Right, this piece goes like that. And there's another piece. Oh yeah, okay, here's the wedge piece. That is the correct wedgy piece. Very good. Yeah, and then another 3x3. I'll run through those pretty quickly. Okay, yeah. Eventually, again, we're going to do this all again because we're making 2 wings. I just want to do it right the first time. Okay, look at the picture. That is looking pretty close to what I expect to see from the picture. Okay, let's move along. All right, so we're going to need 2 of these. And 2 1x1s. There they are. All right, so that's gonna go. Okay, the red one is gonna go here. This one's gonna go here. So I mean, I estimated that there were about 400 people in that room. I mean, I didn't remember. I didn't count the people. But you know, not all of them became science fans of Star Wars from that one, but I did. But I imagine some of them did. But we are the original Star Wars fans because we saw it before everyone else. I mean, you know, I mean, unless you were working on the movie, and that's why I say we were fans and not necessarily, you know, creators. Okay, I think it wants this to go in this way. This one to go on here, right? Like that. Is that the right orientation there? Yeah. Okay, so it's still like in the picture. But I think it was definitely prescient to, you know, go to my parents and say, yeah, this isn't just going to be a movie. All right, just go. Oh no, wrong one. This guy that goes on this side. Very good. And then the other one goes on this side. These are not. Okay, making a wing. Does it look like still look like a picture? It does look like a picture. It's giving, you know, this is just part of the. I mean, the wings are gonna be this long. Yeah, I was in the production. No, I mean I was 16 years old. So, but yeah. And when the movie came out, I think it was March of '77. I was just about to turn 17. But I was like, yeah. I mean, I didn't know it was going to spawn 800 sequels and 400 series and 50 books and blah blah blah. I mean, it exceeded even my own expectations and everyone else's. This is definitely one of those cultural phenomena. All right, this is the right one of these. Okay, so where is this one gonna go? I think just under here, right? Does it fit? Yeah, it does fit. Okay, and then we need a 3x1. See if we can find a 3x1. Here it is. That's gonna go under here. Let's see if that's looking pretty light. I just want to make sure it's sticking out the right amount. Yeah, it can't go any further in. All right, perfecto. Okay, this is gonna go under here, like that. Perfect. Moving along. We got hours and hours to go sitting here talking about stuff. I mean, I was hoping that Star Wars store would take it's 3 hours, but it takes 5 minutes to tell the story. That's fine. You know, it is what it is. All right, so now we have these little things here. But yeah, since then I've probably seen, you know, I've certainly seen every movie multiple times. I think I've seen all the original line movies. I think I went to the theater to see, including, you know, the recent ones. Okay. All right, this is gonna go here. That's gonna make this much stronger. Nice. And then we have another 3x1 in gray, right? Gray, yeah. That's gonna go here. Okay. Everything sticks out like it's supposed to. Yes. Okay, so now we need one of these and one of these right here. Perfect. All right, turn it upside down, have it face this way, and this piece is going to go in here and stick out like that, right? And this piece is going to go here, like that, according to make this shape here. It's beautiful. So here a little bit so you can see. All right. Just double checking it's all good. Yeah, you know, the one thing I've never done though, and I kind of want to do, maybe this year even, I'm trying to talk to some people who go to TwitchCon to maybe go to Disneyland with me. I've never done the new Star Wars stuff at Disneyland. I mean, when I was a kid, we went to Disneyland all the time. I've been to Disneyland a lot of times, but obviously I haven't really been there since the new Star Wars stuff. And so that's something I think I would really enjoy doing. I'm not sure, you know. I mean, I wouldn't want to even bother doing anything else, but I really do kind of want to go to Disneyland and see the Star Wars stuff. You know, as a super fan, effectively. All right, so we need this one. This one. I just want to get these pieces in advance. This 3x3 and a 3x2, right? And they're the same color. And then this piece here, is that the right orientation? It is. Perfect. Okay. So let's see. It wants us to put this piece in, I think, under, kind of like there. So it's symmetrical. I'm sure these wings are symmetrical. So who knows? I might end up going Okay, now how are these going to go here? Okay, so this piece is going to go like that. This piece is going to go like that. This piece is going to go there, if I have that right. And then this piece is going to go here. I just want to make sure. Oh, yeah, perfect. Perfect. I'm just counting the number of extra things on the sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3 are perfect. All right, moving along. Which, and I really should do it. Okay, so we're gonna need one of these. We need a 2x1. Here's the 2x1, and one of these little blue guys. Okay, so the blue guy goes symmetrically on the other side. Perfecto. And then this tie is gonna go here. And this one's gonna go here. Perfecto, exactly like the picture. All right, step 92. We got a lot of ways to go. Gotta take this one, but the good news is it certainly gets easier to find pieces as you go along. 1, 1, 1. Okay, we got 3 pieces to put on. Let's put them all. Let's see. Okay, first this piece is gonna go on like here, like that. This piece is gonna go next to it, and this black cover, and that does show right where it's supposed to be. And leaves that over. Those are exposed. Yeah, it looks right. Again, we have 2 wings to build and they're symmetrical. But, you know, building the wing is fun. It's not that many pieces. All right, so this piece, this piece, and then, okay, now we need a special piece that has kind of a thing on it, right? It's, yeah, is that the right rotation? Yes, perfect. Okay, 3 of these. 1, 2, 3. Okay, 3 of them. Perfect. All right, these are the wing mounts we're putting on here. That will mount onto the fuselage that we've already built. So this one goes like that. And then this is going to go here. Important to get these right or the wing won't look right when it attaches. That one goes next to it. There's 3 of these little grippers. And 3 places to attach on there. Perfecto. Okay, then this one goes next to it here, like that, right? Hangs over. Perfect. Okay, step 94. We're going to need 2 of these. 1, 2. All right, these are going to go under. So one like that. One like that. To make that shape there. Perfect, just like the picture. All right, step 95. I think basically we just start, you know, I guess they're not, I mean, they're not exactly symmetrical because there's a left wing and a right wing. All right, so we need this thing here. It wants us to put that here. Yes. And then, oof. Kind of a right angle shelf. Yeah, this one. And that's going to go here, right? Oh, yeah, and then 2 of these red dudes here. They're going to go where? Here and here. On the second one down. Right? Yes. That's a tricky one, but I like it. We're moving on to step 96. But I'm not rewatching the movies today, but I am rewatching the Book of Boba Fett, which is, you know, a Star Wars series that's been on. It's from 2021, I believe. So it's, you know, it's 4 years old now. But I only saw it one time. I did want to watch it again. I'm kind of not giving it my full attention, but I am watching some of it. Okay, so this is going to go here, and then there's another black piece that's going to slide in next to it. Like that to make this shape here. We're almost done with one wing, I think. So maybe some little extra added gewgaws. All right. Book of Boba Fett is pretty good. It is one of the better ones, in my opinion. But you know, and I always like to say about Star Wars series, I've already said it 5 times this stream, but I'm going to say it at least one more time, which is Star Wars series are like pizza. Even when they're bad, they're still pretty good. There's 2 of these. But that, by the way, the original joke is that sex is like pizza. Even when it's bad, it's still pretty good. By the way, but it turns out you can pretty much substitute anything you want in there. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Then these 3 go here. 1, 2, 3. And then this corner cover unit goes like that, and the corner non-cover unit goes like that. And the other end corner unit goes in here. Make this shape here. Just double checking everything looks like it where it's supposed to be. Yeah, looks good. Let's move on to step 9 to 8. All right, we're gonna need 2 of these. 2, what are these? This, and where's the other one? Here it is. Or just, we only need 1 of them anyway. 1 of these, 2 of these, and then 2 of these. Perfect. All right. So let's see. This one is gonna go facing this way. Here. There's a black cover that goes here. There's these 2 pieces go here. And then here. And then this piece is going to go like that. Is it going to all be perfectly symmetrical? Oh gosh, yes it is. Right? Pretty much. That little thing poking out the side. We're good. All right, so now we got to build some things together. We're going to need 1, 2 of these. 1, 2, 3. And this dude here. 2 of these dudes here. Okay, so we stack these. We're making a little gun emplacement here on the wings. And these go into there like that. They go in like there. I love the way these fit in there. And this is going to go here on this gun emplacement here to fit like that. All right, step 100. Woohoo! All right, we need this piece to go here. Right. Perfecto. This piece to go next to it, like that, according to this picture here. Yep, they do look like that. They do be looking like that. Step 101. We need 1 of 2 of these. 1, 2. 1 of these, 1. And 1 of these, 1. Perfecto. All right, so this one is going to go here, right there. And these 2 pieces go, let's see, 1 here, and 1 here. Just building this wing up to be nice and thick. Look good. It's looking good. Step 102, we're getting closer, just kind of finishing things off here. I think all we have is 1 more wing to build after this. Okay, what do these look like here? All right, yeah, these are these cover pieces. Need 2 of those, and 1 of those. All right, so let's see how it wants us to place that one. Let's see. Right. Okay, yeah, 1 goes here, according to this picture. 1's gonna go here. This black cap thingy here goes in between them. Arg. Black cap's gonna go right here. And the other cover goes next to it. It's coming along. The interesting thing is, I mean, Star Wars is really popular now. Like that, they re-released Episode 3 in the theaters. It did really well, apparently, for a 25-year-old movie. But what the future is the tricky part. Like what's coming up, nobody really knows. Currently, they're doing this Andor series, and I don't think Andor is great. I think it's just okay. So far. I mean, it's kind of silly. Okay, so how do they want these to go? Yeah, this one goes here. This piece is gonna go here in between, right? And this other wedge goes next to it here. Right, to make that shape there, right? It's at the right place. Yeah, it looks good. All right, step 104. We need 1, 2, 3 of these and 1 of these. That's probably all the pieces we're gonna need. Let's see. Okay, so looking at it this way. Okay, all right. So I got to do like counting here. Okay, this piece is gonna go here. Which direction? That direction. All right, because that has one there. Right, perfect. And then this piece is gonna go here if I'm counting correctly, and I probably am. And that piece is gonna go there. And this piece is going to go here, and it's going to hang out a little bit, because that's what the picture looks like here. So this piece I added here, and you can see here it hangs out a little bit like the picture. So I think that's right. And that's it. Okay, now it wants us to attach. So we're finished with wing 1. Let's move on to wing 2. I'm going to take a short break, of course. Let's see. So it wants us. Okay, yeah, I guess this connects up. This side? Yeah, it sure does. Okay, so there's 3 attachment points there, and these 3 things here, and you simply all right, let me see if I can get these attachment points to fit in correctly. Should kind of click on. I mean, everything is in the right place, so I just need to get it to click onto here correctly. Okay, I think it's clicked on. So I think that's how it's supposed to hold on, like that. So you really only is in one going to be able to store it in vertical. I thought it would kind of stay in a position. It's fine. It is what it is. All right, guys. I'm going to bring out this thing, but I'm going to take a short break, very short break. Yeah, that's what I thought was going to happen. It's easy. It's not broken or anything like that. Maybe like that. Oh, yeah. Okay. Now, oh, it does. Oh, it's fine. Okay. Now it's on right. Got it. Perfect. All right. I'm going to stand, just because I want to stand up and take a little break, have some Diet Coke, walk around a bit. Because basically, this is going to take exactly as long to do. I mean, maybe a little less because we've done it once before. But it's literally the same pieces. I'm going to put these over here. Being that the wings are symmetrical. I mean, they're not the same because there's a left wing and a right wing, but it's close enough. Oh, yeah, we have a few different things here. Like, we have the little plaque for the mounting area. Oh, okay, let me stand up and take a quick breather. We'll get back to it. I'm having a great time. I'm excited about finishing the shuttle. It's looking good. Oof, oof. Stiff. That's better. All right, give me a minute. A minute. All right, much better. Yay, we're getting there. I'm excited about bag 3. I'm finishing this beautiful Lego build. All right, let's get started. All right, make sure we have the right little piece here. These have a variety of orientation. That's the correct one. Okay, it needs this piece here. Perfect. Perfecto. And we have completed step number 106. 107. Oh, this is in the way. My light. Okay. So we need the 2x1. Let's get your 2x1. That's going to stick out this way. Beautiful. And we need a 1x6, excuse me. There's a 1x6. Goes like that. We need the black 2x1. See if we can find that puppy. So black 2x1. Okay. Bop, bop, bop. Very nice. Okay. Now we need something specific. Is it this one? It is that one. It's going to go under here. I get the tip of the wing. Okay, now we have 3 by and one of these. It's going to go here. And this one's going to go on top of that. Making it a very strong little structure. Very nice. All right, 2 of these. 1, 2. They're the same. One goes there. One, oh, no, definitely not. One goes here. One goes here. Like that to make this shape here. Perfecto. Okay. We got 1x6. One left to right. How tall are these? These are 6 tall, right? Perfect. So we need a left and right side though. Let's see if we can fish out a left and right side. And these pieces here. That's the same side. This is a left and right side. There we go. Okay. So these 3 pieces. All right. This one goes in the middle. This one goes here. But I did just watch, again, this is the Lego that this comes from, or the show that this comes from is episode 9, the last of the 9 original, or the 9, major movies. Yeah, that was wrong. Let's do it right this time. Put it too low. Do it right this time, okay? I'm distracted. Yeah, it goes up here, not down there. Voila. It's all good now. So in episode 9, you will see Kylo Ren's command shuttle. This thing we're building. It's not really in a lot of the show. You're gonna have to look pretty quickly to notice it, but it does look really cool. All right, so this goes here, right under here, like that, and then this piece goes under here, like that, right? The black, that black one, that perfect. All right, we need one of these. That's gonna go here. One of these, right? 6x2. And that's gonna go there, right? Perfect, just like the picture. Step 116. We're gonna need 2 more of these black 3x3s. There's 1, 2. They're gonna go under here. And I like the final 3 movies. They're not terrible. I have watched them several times. They're not great. But they couldn't. They're what they are. I don't think they could have been great. I mean, given the way the series is handled, etc. Okay. So we have 1, 2 of those under there, right? And that's just sticking there like that. Perfect. 118. We're going to another 3x3. Here we go. That's going to go under here. Very good. Okay, now we have the other side of this wing. Is that the right one? It is. Okay, so now this picture is looking pretty good. Sure is. Okay, so now we're going to need 2 of these. 1, 2 of those. Very good. And they're going to go, oh yeah, and 1 of these. That's symmetrical. And that's, oh, wrong one. I just picked up the red one. I want to pick up the green one. I don't want to mess things up like that. green one. Or blue-green. I guess they're kind of cyan. I guess they're, yeah. All right. This is kind of a weak structure until we get it nice and reinforced with more pieces. Those go on there. Okay, now we need the red ones. The red one red one here. Red one on the other side, right? And then one by ones. Where? 1, 2, 3, and then the one by one on there, the fourth. Gotta do some counting. And there should be 2 in between that and the red, and there are. It looks like the picture, so we're moving on to step 122. We need 2 black 3x3s. Right? Yeah, black 3x3s. That's not what. Here's a black 3x3. Here's another one. And 2 of these. Okay, that is the correct one. This is not. That's the other side. Fine, but there's another one of those somewhere. Right? Yeah. Let's see if we can find it. Here's the other one of these. We need 2 of these and 2 of these. Perfecto. All right. Yeah, this is the weird one. So this goes here. This one gonna go just like that. This one's gonna go like that to make that there. Perfect. And that goes there. Perfect. I guess I don't really stand the, anyway. It looks cool. And it is correct. Okay, 2 more of these little cutout corner things. Where's one? There's the other. One is gonna go how? Like that. And the other is gonna go like that in order to make that shape there. Yep. All right, now we need these 2 tall ones, big ones. I think the different ones. One of these and one of these. Perfect. All right, so this one's gonna go here, and that one's gonna go here, and there's our sandwich there. So the sandwich is coming together. Okay, now we need one 4x1. That's not a 4x1. 4x1, where would you be? I'm sure. Oh, it's a 3x1. Okay, it's gonna be over here. 3x1, and one of these. Right, is that the right structure? It is. Okay, that's gonna go under here. And this one goes under there. Like that. Yep, we did this for the other wing, so we're doing it for this wing. All right, now we need this big plate here. Nope, not that plate. Which one do we want? This one here, 6x4. Perfect. And that's gonna go under. I'm just double checking that this is the correct orientation here. It does look good for that piece. Double check. That's all the tricky piece to place, but I think I got the right one. All right, now we need a 2x1. There it is. 3x3. And a little blue thing. Here's a little blue thing. Cyan, whatever. Okay, the little blue thing goes here. It's a little tricky to place because this piece is not on very well. And this cover, that's going to tie that over. This is going to go right below it and also tying things over. Okay, so we produced the shape that is indicated in step 127. Moving on to 128. That's going to be this piece and this piece. We got both of them right here in my hands. Okay, so turn this over right. This piece here is going to go like that. This piece here is going to go like that. To make that shape. Does it overhang the correct amounts? Yeah, it does. Perfect. And now we turn this back over, and this giant piece here is going to go here. under like that. Doesn't hold on yet very well. Like that. Perfect. All right, let's start building things up. We're gonna need the 3x2, but I think a gray 3x2, right? Yeah. Here it is. Here's the gray 3x2, 3x3, and then this two of these are no, just one of these, I guess. One of these. And is this the right wing piece? It is. Okay, you got two of these. All right. So let's see how this goes. So this wing piece is going to go symmetrically, right? On the other side, underneath. Perfect. This piece is going to go here, right? And that piece is going to go here. This piece is going to go here. And if everything fits out right, then that piece is going to fit in there just like it should. And it does leave a little space there like it's supposed to. And I count 1, 2, 3, 4 there. And one there. Yeah, perfect. I mean, it's not exactly a symmetric shape, you know. It's a wing shaped. So it's kind of interesting. The count is not quite perfect. One of these, and one of these. All right, so this one goes, I assume the symmetrical blue piece there. This ties over here, and this is going to go there. All right, leaving that space there. Perfect. So at 132, we're going to need this piece. We're going to need that for sure, and a flat cover. That's it. Perfect. All righty. Okay, so the flat, well, let's do this piece first. Okay, oriented that way. It's going to be there. And this piece is going to be here. And this cover piece is going to go there. And it does look exactly like the picture. So we're moving on. But we're getting close. We're getting real close. Finishing up the Kylo Ren. Actually, attaching the wing, I think, is going to be the tricky part. Okay, let's see. One of these, and how many of those? I think there's 3 of these. These are your attachers. So 3 of those. All right, so holding the wing this way, this piece goes here. This piece is going to go that right here. This piece is going to go next to it. There are 3 little attacher gripper thingies. Oh, that's not the attacher gripper. Where's my attacher gripper? Here it is. Perfect. There's the other attacher gripper thingy. And then this round piece kind of hangs off there like that. Perfect. One step 133 has been completed. All right, so we need 2 of these. Here they are. And these are going to go. Oops. Holding this like this. One piece goes there. This piece is going to go like that. Make that shape. Perfect. All right, 135. We're going to need one of these. We're going to need one of, not that piece. This piece. And 2 of these. Got them right here. Okay, so let's see. Where are these going to go? This one's going to go here. Ugh. Get on here, you whippersnapper. Perfect. Over here, other side. Here, like that and that. This little round piece here is going to go here. And the other gripper piece is eventually going to hold a pew-pew or a weapon. It's going to go like that. Our gun emplacement. Perfect. Okay. Now we need one of these and one of these. One of these. And one of these. All our pieces are here. Let's start building things up. Let's see. So this piece here is going to go in the middle, right? Yeah. And then this piece goes next to it. Like there. Perfect. And then I think this piece is going to go on this side. And This piece is going to go on this, so everything clicks together perfectly. And it still looks like the picture in that there's little things hanging out at the end there, right? That they're supposed to hang out at the end. Yeah. It does look very much like the picture. Thus, we are moving on to the next thing. We're getting there, man. This is going to be a long-ass stream, though. That's for how long have we been streaming so far, does it say? What does it say? 1 day, 3 hours and 33 minutes. 3 hours and 33 minutes. I don't think we'll make it to 4 hours. But, it's still a long-ass stream for me. All right, we're going to need a corner unit. Corner. Yeah, the corner flat and also the other corner. There's 2 corners. Here's the other one. We need this 3 of these. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. And 2 of these. 1, 2. We got everything we need. Let's build them. All right, so this piece kind of goes like this. And we build this piece here. That. And the cover piece is going to go in like that, kind of interestingly. And then all 3 of these go with the things facing down. I don't think it matters. But 1, 2, 3. And finally that little corner piece over here. To kind of cover that up. Okay, ooh, looking good. Looking very good. All right, let's get some more pieces together. We're going to need 1, 2. We're going to need 2 of these. 1 of these. Here's all the pieces we need for the step. All right, so let's see. First, we put this piece on like that. Whoa. And then we put the cover piece, the flat cover piece next to it. And then we have these 2 pieces that go like that. And then like that next to each other. And then the other kind of cornery piece. Okay, does that look like the picture here? I'm thinking it does. Let's move on to step 39. All right, we're going to build our little gun emplacement. So we stack these 3 things together. And we got our 2 little gun thingies. One goes in there. One goes in here. And then this attaches to the side here, just like the other wing. Got to be symmetrical. Moving on to step 140. That's an easy step. Okay, here we go. We have a flat cover here, right? And then this weird curved cover here. Half circle color. It's cool. Snaps in right in to make the picture. Satisfying snapping sound. Oh, we're getting so close. Okay, 2 of these. 1, 2. 1 of these and 1 of these. Yeah, they're not symmetric, but hey, the wing is not completely symmetrical. All right, so the 4x1 or the 4 wedge thing goes here, right? Just need to look like the picture. And then these go across from it. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then this piece goes kind of down the side of it. Perfecto. Exactly like the picture. Step 142. We're going to need this piece. We're going to need this piece. We're going to need, not the wedge, it's kind of a flat thingy. This thingy here. All right, so where do these go? One of these goes... I think one of these goes here. One of these goes here. And that little black flat cap there in between them to make that shape there. Looks good. 142. Turn the wing upside down. No. Or no, right around this way. Got it. All right, so now we need these 2 wedges and this guy here. Let's see how they're going to get placed. This place guy gets placed here. And then that goes like that. Perfecto. All right, 1, 2, 3, and 1. Are those extras? Yeah, they are. These things here. Hope I didn't need them for something. All right. Well, there's some more stuff to build here. All right, so this is definitely requires some math here, some calculations. I'm thinking this one goes here to leave one here. And then this piece here is it? Yeah. Well, has to go here, right? And then one of these here. And yeah, one of these has to hang out over a little bit. And it does, to be perfect. Like that, it hangs out a little bit. It does, which it's supposed to do. All righty. Okay, yeah, we do need those pieces. All right, next thing we're going to do is an attachment. This will be a little tricky, but give me a second. I didn't take my glasses off. Actually, the light's very helpful. There we go. All right, one more tiny step, which is to affix, let's see, this Star Wars thing, and then these are going to go on the back of it, right? Like this, one there, one here. It's just a little plaque. It says Star Wars, Kylo Ren's command shuttle. And that's going to go on this little front piece here. That's at the back of it. The front piece of it is here. All right, let me do this without exploding anything. Give me a second. There we go. Okay, so here we go. Happy Star Wars Day. Yeah, this kind of turns, which is kind of cool. I mean, you can set it where you want it. All right, what we have here is I'm gonna move my camera to my other camera so you can see things a little better. It's like a little better lighting. But there it is. I mean, you can kind of get the size of it. It's a good size, but it doesn't take up a lot of floor space, which is one of the reasons. Like, this is not a really super expensive set. Put that stuff there. Give me a second to kind of transition here. Yeah, I don't think we'll make it. I doubt I will ever do a 4-hour stream. I just don't think I've got the patience. But the 3-hour streams are no big deal as long as I'm building some Lego. I'm gonna move my light here to a more typical position. I'm gonna set up my camera. I'm just gonna go back to my regular face camera. Get my mic down there. Hold on a second. There we go. Right height there. All right, much better. I get a little tired just from sitting in that position, so I was like, whew. But, and building, it takes a little out of you. So we got 3.5 hour stream. That's not like a lot. It's really not that much. Most of the e-girls I know, plan on streaming for at least 4. And that's like a minimum. But I don't think they do the same kind of stream where there's actual content that occurs in specific segments. I mean, some people do it, but most people do like one thing. They sit and chat or they play a specific game. My shipment is on its way. Shipped. Getting some jeans. Okay, nothing there. Well, that was fun. I mean, it is what it is, a Sunday stream. Don't get a lot of people. We got some people come by. Pilgrim, a lot of people came by and said hi. I really appreciate that. I never expect that on weekend streams. Weekday streams are more easy for my regulars to kind of, for whatever reason, to kind of hop in and say hi. They're shorter and more kind of focused streams. I don't know when I'm going to be. Oh yeah, I'm showing my Lego. I don't know when we're going to do another Lego. But let's look at this one. So what do we have here? You'll be able to see it here. That's the back of it. Let's look at the front of it. Yeah, okay. There we go. The front of it says Star Wars, Kylo Ren's command shuttle. It's on the stand. I'll take it off the stand in a second. You got the 2 giant wings on this kind of relatively small body, and they do kind of go to specific. Hopefully, that'll go right. They do kind of sit on a couple of different things. I think this is how far it goes. No, this is how far it goes in the game. I think. On the show, actually, I don't know if it only goes to there, but it definitely, has a vertical setting. It's one of those things where it's vertical, and then as it's landing, you see the wings come down, and which doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But hey, what do I know about future aerodynamics? So it's got the central thing that's like the cockpit, and it's got that red thing, and the engine's on the back, and you got I thought that the guns would be facing front, these little gun things. So I'm a little confused, but they're definitely supposed to be facing backwards, I think, unless I put the wings on the wrong sides. Let me just check. Oh, I did. Oh, okay. All right, I messed things up. Yeah. All right, let's fix this. I did. I don't know why I did this. I must have done things, but look at the picture. Those little guns are on the front. But I think I know what I did wrong. It's not that complicated. I just did. I wasn't holding the shuttle in the right position. I'm gonna take it off this base here. When I put the wings on, so I put the left wing on the right side and the right wing on the left side. Look. All right. So I'm gonna take this one out. Look, they just pop off with a little bit of force. Okay. This is not that wing. Make sure this is all together, and that makes more sense because the kind of the detailing is on that side. All right, so it's gonna. This is the forward-facing thing, and this is the gun side of it. So now I know this is the correct side. Excuse me, I'm taking off my thing. Hold on a second here, so I can see up close. So I can get these little thingies and these other little thingies and apply the right force to them. You know, that little clicking sound, perfect. And then this way it's right. I mean, I would have. I'm glad I noticed that it just didn't look right for those guns to be facing out the back. They should be facing out the front like that. You see, that looks a lot better. That is how it's supposed to look, folks. All right, finally, we got it built. Has the wing foldy effect, the unfoldy effect. It looks really good in person, just because there's so much. It's so black and shiny, like the real thing, or not the real thing, but Kylo Ren's shuttle in the movie. By the way, the movie we're talking about again is Episode 9 of the Star Wars. It's actually the kind of the last of the the sequel movies, not the prequel. I like the prequel movies. Okay, it looks so much better now. I don't know what I was thinking. All right, let's put it back on the base. I mean, with the wings on the correct orientation. All right, now it's on the base. You get the Star Wars Kylo Ren's command shuttle. That kind of moves, but that's fine. I mean, it stays. And the wings come down like that. Kind of badass. I have a bunch of other Star Wars, by the way. Let me show you one more. Let me show you a different one. You can see. This is the previous one I built. It's quite interesting. Now this is from a prequel. It's called the Droideka. I'll show you up close. It's old dusty. It's got this kind of guns. This stuff kind of, all these things kind of articulate and move, and it's got these guns that go, they go back and forth, like when they shoot, like the real thing. But more than that, this whole thing, you take the legs out and you can fold this part down. It's too close. You fold this part down, and it folds in, and you fold the wing. I'm not gonna do it, but it folds into a ball basically, and then you can't. You have to put the wing, take the legs out, and put it back. But it kind of turns into a ball, which the Droidekas did spectacularly in the show in Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. This is a really cool kit. It's a really fun kit to build. I mean, because you can see how complicated it is and how many little working movement parts. It's more complicated than it looks too. I would say it took longer. It definitely took longer to build than the shuttle. But it's a really cool build. And I have a bunch more. I've got a Millennium Falcon. I've got a good bunch of I got an X-Wing. I got a TIE Fighter. I think I gotta slow down on the Lego because I don't have room to put it and even show it. I got the Love. This is Robert Indiana Love Lego. Let me show you up close. You build the 4 letters separately and then you kind of stick them together. And it's got that cool kind of interior color scheme and with the exterior red scheme. I don't know. It's just a really cool kind of. You'd have you see it in person. It's kind of very hefty. But this is just a great display piece, I would say. That's why I keep it right here. I plan to keep it right here so you can see it on my stream because I really like it. You can also see the Disney camera there. I'll bring that up here. This is what I built just last month. a couple weeks ago. The Disney 100 camera, 100 tribute camera, including this real cool film strip. The film strip is cool. I didn't know this, but it's scenes from Disney animated movies that have been Legoized. They're not the original. Like here's the Little Mermaid, but they're not the original. They're not like clips from the original animated movies. This thing's got all sorts of articulation things, and there's this thing, and you got this viewfinder on the side. It opens up a secret door where the inside you can see where the camera mechanical system is, and this build is crazy. I loved it. The tripod, nothing, doesn't the camera doesn't pan and tilt, but it's still really cool how it all looks together, how it all fits together. And you got the 100th anniversary of Disney animation, I guess. Really, really cool kit. I love it. And it comes with this diorama here. Is the diorama that comes with that camera. It includes Walt Disney, Minnie Mouse, Mickey Mouse, Bambi, and Dumbo. Dumbo here. Oops. Bambi just fell off. Bambi, get back on. There we go. Bambi's on. And it's on a clapboard, and then behind you is an animation table, what they call an animation table, which is something that Walt Disney invented, basically. It has 3 different planes of backgrounds in there, and you could use them to create a moving background with a parallax effect with 3 different backgrounds that overlaid each other, and you'd move them a different distance using these wheels between each shutter. And then on the top, you're animating your character animation, which are on blank, which are on clear cellophanes, so that everything kind of passed through these different layers. But you could make them walk and make the background move with parallax by having 3 different background layers and using these calibrated wheels here to move the background a little bit each time. And I really love that they included the animation table. Walt Disney didn't invent animation. He didn't invent the movie camera. He didn't invent a lot of things, but he sure invented the animation table. And so I'm glad they included on on here. It was like in the early 30s, I think he invented this. And basically he invented it as a necessity. He wanted to make great animation. He didn't want to make animation where the characters weren't just stuck in a single room and then they magically moved to another room or something like that. He wanted to show them moving, like Steamboat Willie moving down the river, and have look at the background, look like a real 3-dimensional background without having. They didn't have free animation back then with computers. In 1930. All right, I got to get the rest of my day. I'm going to watch some, as I mentioned. I think I'm going to watch the rest of the Book of Boba Fett as my Star Wars treat, because I've seen the movies so many times. They're just going to bore the shit out of me to try to watch them again. But the Book of Boba Fett's only been out for a few years. It's pretty good, and I've only seen it once. So at least that's something I can do a second time. Anyway, thanks again for coming by. I'm not going to raid anyone or anything like that. I'm just going to... I'm just looking at I'm just seeing if anybody is on that, like a personal friend of mine or anything like that. No. But I'm going to say goodbye. And hey, you know what? Tomorrow is another day. Tomorrow's a Monday. It's a work day, but I'll be taking off an hour and a half or so from my work day to do some more streaming. I'll be we'll be doing a Microsoft Flight Simulator of some kind. Not the Concorde, although I don't know. And after that, we'll be doing the Brent games, and then there'll be a guitar day. Excuse me. I'll whip out a guitar, possibly this one. My beautiful Schecter. Play some guitar for a while for you guys. It will be a relatively short stream. It's not going to be a 3.5 hour stream. We almost hit the 4 hour mark in a sense. I could sit here talking for 15 minutes, but why? It's not like I'm going to get paid more. Okay, so it was, as the stream goes, it hit the level of mediocrity that I like to hit. It didn't go too much above it. We accomplished all the things I planned on doing on the outset. We flew around in the Concorde. We landed it, not too successfully. We did the brain games. I did not finish the tightrope trivia. It was a hard one, but I'm not 100% happy with with the trivia performance today. Hey, there's always tomorrow. There was a musical performance of me on the keyboard, and then over an hour of finishing up this beautiful Kylo Ren. Now I have it together in the correct way. I'll show it again. The beautiful Kylo Ren command shuttle Kylo Ren's command shuttle from Episode 9 of Star Wars. I hope everyone has a great Star Wars day. I do like it. I mean, I knew I was gonna like it because that's. I've never gotten a piece of Lego go, well, that sucked. But I do like it. It's got a very kind of Darth Vader feel because Darth Vader was very black. Everything black. And this is all kind of black, which is the whole idea. Kylo Ren worshiped Darth Vader, and so he would have made his ship black. All right, see you guys later, especially you, Pilgrim. See you next time. Thanks for coming by.